Baseball University of the Blue Ridge welcomes you to the Western North Carolina Scouting Streaming Series presented by Rounders Hat Company. We're live from Sanford, North Carolina on the campus of Grace Christian School for Game 2 of the NCISAA 3A Baseball State Championship Series, where the top-seeded Grace Christian Crusaders will take on the second-seeded Gaston Christian Eagles.
Oh, my Lord. Feels like we're at like a minor league park here. Single A ball.
We're here to see Acuna do a rehab assignment. Yep. My Lord, this place is beautiful.
Say Grace Christian's done a really good job building up this facility. Hunter might be able to throw some angles around. You have a full LED, HD, whatever technological masterpiece that is in left center field. The Crusaders scoreboard out there. In right field, you got the tall Crusader Park symbol with all the accolades of Grace Christian. You know, you can see the hit facility here off to the right. This is a very spoiled organization, but that's okay because it makes for good baseball. And Gaston Christian, again, one of the very few Western North Carolina private schools that we cover. Gaston Christian's had a great year, tons of talent that's heading over. But first, Hunter's going to tell you a little bit about our playoff sponsor here that made this happen. We would not be able to do this without them.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and thank our playoff sponsor this evening. It's Rounders Hat Company. Rounders Hat Company is located in Gastonia, I believe. Rounders Hat Company is proud to sponsor coverage of the NCISAA 3A State Championship. Visit roundershatcompany.com to check out the selection and customize your order today. Changing the snapback hat game one rounder at a time.
Well, we're going to have the owner of Rounders Hat Company join us at some point during the middle of the game. That's Brian Cobb. He's a good human. He's been a good supporter of Baseball University for many years now. We work with his son Cam, who's part of Gaston Christian, and there's talent on both sides here that, you know, Brian thought was really important to get on camera today, so we appreciate him putting the funding up to get us down here. Really fun website, man. I think this is a product that both kids and adults are going to enjoy. We'll break it down a little bit later, but it's basically how to make your what do you call these? The ones that connect the snapback hats, just a bit cooler and a bit more comfortable for you. Hunter's got all the notes today because we've been in a rush, so I'm going to let him break down a little bit on the coaches, and I'll add in when I can.
Yeah, we want to go ahead and see who coaches we got today. We got coach for the Grace Christian Crusaders, Rob Wooten, in his third year as head coach as well. Former North Carolina Tar Heel. Went on and played extensive career in the major leagues. Played with a couple of the guys that we met this year, and Reed Frank and the guy my dad coached, Seth Williams, down at Chapel Hill. So know Rob Wooten very well, know his career very well. Excited to tell you a little bit more about him. He has been at GCS since 2022. 4-year letterman at Carolina, 13-year major league career, former pitching coach for the Reds 2A club, the founder and owner of C35 Baseball.
It's an honor.
On the other side, we have Devin Lowry, Gaston Christian, second year at Gaston Christian, and second as the head coach. A little bit about Devin. Devin, 4-year varsity starter in football, basketball, and baseball. He was drafted by the Kansas City Royals in the 14th round. 10-year playing career and a 3-year coaching career. He's been at Legion Collegiate Academy and then moved his way back up here. Former head coach at Lincoln Charter as well back in 2015. And pitching coach within the Royals organizations after his major league career ended. So two very well MLB trained head coaches on our staff.
You can't stress that enough. Like, it's one thing that, for your service to this country. Man, I'm going to tell you from my own experience. Like, I played baseball up to the collegiate level. I did not finish my career. I was a Division III athlete. I ended up playing some semi-pro ball later for fun. But, you know, you can learn a lot about the game through the high school and college career, but when your coach has gone all the way to Major League Pro Baseball, they're going to have stories and experiences that are just going to be just priceless for these young kids to learn from. So, two of the best here. Again, Grace Christian, this is definitely our first look because we're very far away from the Blue Ridge right now. 4-hour drive?
Yeah, 4-hour drive. So, you want to tell us a little bit about Grace and Gaston's extensive history last year and this year?
Well, this year 22-7. They started off 6-0. Wins against teams we know. Again, a lot of these games we didn't really know, but we saw that they beat ACA. I think they beat them in the playoffs as well. Or no, that was Grace Christian beat them in the playoffs. Gaston Christian beat ACA a couple weeks ago. Had a big win over Uwharrie Charter, who just beat Cherryville to move on to the regionals. Grace Christian is 18-3 at home and currently on a 7-game winning streak, so it's going to be tough. Y'all tuned in last night, not with us, but just in general. You saw that Gaston Christian lost to Grace 8-2, so it's a best of 3. So Gaston Christian, their backs are against the wall today. Gaston Christian came into this contest at 18-3. Their only 2 regular season losses were against Metrolina, who's currently in the 4A state championship versus Wesleyan. So Grace Christian and Gaston Christian both had excellent regular season games. It may seem like Gaston Christian didn't play a ton since they're only at 18-3, but they actually went down to Dominican Republic for a mission trip and played baseball down there. I think they played 3 or 4 contests that weren't put in on max prep. So again, longer season than it looks for Gaston Christian. Last year, both these teams were strong. Gaston Christian, I believe they were the state champions last year. They beat Hickory Grove Christian to be the 2024 3A state champs. And Gaston Christian last year, they made it to the semifinals before they lost to, you guessed it, Grace Christian. So these two do have some history. Total matchup history on these two, I know you were putting those notes in last night. They played twice in the max prep era.
Played last year and then yesterday.
Yep, so they're 2 recent ones, and currently Grace Christian leads that series 2-0. And Gaston Christian's got to make some noise today and win 2 in a row if they're going to walk off with that championship trophy. We're going to pull up that NCISAA, so it's the North Carolina Independent School Athletic Association playoff bracket here. I think Hunter put some time in last night to give you guys an idea of what we're looking at. The only schools you're going to recognize here is Asheville Christian. The rest of these schools are more east side of the state. Grace Christians, they've rolled through, let's see here, before meeting up with Gaston Christian, they rolled through Hickory Grove,
Fans, welcome to Game 2
Asheville
of the
Christian, and they had the way that the independent schools work is if you're top 4, you get a 2-round bye. So they didn't have to play their first playoff game until the 3rd round. That's when they beat Asheville Christian 10-0. Like I said, on the other side, for the 4A, we do have Asheville Christian and Christ School, but they both were knocked out early. So Gaston Christian is our lone Western North Carolina representative back, representing WNC back home, along with East Rutherford and TC Robertson. So that's our only Western North Carolina ball players left, or teams left here in the playoffs. We're having lineup introductions here, so we're gonna quiet down, and then when they're finished and they do the national anthem, I'll come back through that lineup again and tell you just who we're looking at today.
Batting 4th, second baseman, number 14, Carter Rowe. Batting 5th, first baseman, number 24, Jack Kimbrell. Batting 6th, right fielder, number 8, Noah Cooper.
How we doing on the latency and all?
Batting 7th, third baseman, number 5, Bug Green. Batting 8th, designated hitter, number 2, Cam Cobb.
It's because it's so far.
Playing center field, number 3, Cooper Summerlin.
That's the distance.
And batting 9th, left fielder, number 15, Jaden Moore. And now for the Crusaders of Grace Christian School.
Okay.
Batting first, second baseman, Nolan Harper. Batting second, center fielder, Matt Murchison. Batting third, pitcher, Luke Roop. Batting fourth, right fielder, Caleb Ellis. Batting fifth, third baseman, Jimmy Alfonsin. Batting sixth, shortstop Reggie Marshall.
This guy's gimbal is so sick.
Batting seventh,
I want one of
catcher Ethan Bunce.
I had a handheld one that's not electronic.
Batting eighth, left fielder Alex Pena. Batting ninth, first baseman Connor Howard. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please rise and please remove your hats for a word of prayer. Thank you, Jesus, for today. Thank you for all these players, coaches, and staff, volunteers, and officials involved in today's event. We thank you for athletics and the opportunity to honor you in the way we play and cheer on our teams. We praise you for our talents and this opportunity to use them for your glory. We ask for safety for the players and for a great game today. And we ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. And now, fans, please remain standing as we honor America and those who serve to protect our freedom with the playing of the national anthem. Thank you.
Play ball.
You may be seated. Once again, we'd like to congratulate both schools on an incredible season and for earning their spot in the 2025 state championship. Best of luck to both squads as they compete for the title. Now, let's play ball.
There we go. I like a good play ball.
Yeah.
All right, so let me make sure I got this right. Even though we're at Grace Christian, since this is game 2, Gaston Christian will be taking the field as the home team. So let's go through that Gaston or that Grace Christian lineup real quick and tell you exactly who is coming up to the plate. All right, so batting first is going to be number 35, Nolan Harper. He's a sophomore underclassman that we've been told to keep an eye on. Batting second is the center fielder, Matt, hopefully saying this right, Murchison. He's a UNC Wilmington commit, a senior. Batting third, number 19, Luke Rope. He is your pitcher this evening, and Luke is a South Carolina Gamecock commit as a senior. We have number 32, Caleb Ellis, sophomore, who will be out in right field. Batting fourth, number 10, batting fifth is Jimmy Alfonson. He is a junior as well that we're going to need to keep an eye on. Batting sixth, Reggie Marshall, only a freshman, but already committed to Louisville. He'll be a shortstop. Ethan Bunce, number 23, is doing the catching. He is a Belmont Abbey commit, senior. Number 8 hitter is number 24, Alex Pena in left field. Alex is a senior as well. I'm not sure if he's committed yet. And then batting ninth is the first baseman, Connor Howard. And that's a good lineup. They hit 3 home runs last night. So let's hop into the keys of the game, and then we'll tell you how the Gaston Christian Eagles are lined up in the infield and outfield. Key number 1, got to keep the ball in the park. With 3 bombs last night, this team's going to rake. Got to still pitch to them, but we're going to have to keep that ball down in the zone, kind of go old school, keep it at the knees, and just see how much off-the-barrel contact you can get. Key number 2, rally early. We saw what happened when Grace Christian did that early in the game yesterday, had a big 3-run homer, put that crooked number up. Well, Gaston Christian is going to have to do that early here, have a big inning, be aggressive, run the bases, do something to get a crooked number up early to put the pressure on the reigning champs. And then lastly, key three. Don't be intimidated. Look at all these big names in this game, these big D1 commits. Doesn't mean anything yet. They don't have any college innings under their belt yet. You just got to look at them as another high school ball player. So around your infield here, your pitcher is going to be, here's our first pitch of the game. It's popped up into left field. Shortstop's going out. Left fielder Moore is able to haul it in for out number one. We're going to have to stand up to be able to see that part of the field today.
Yeah, yes. Apologize. Y'all going to have some trouble seeing that part of the field too, based on the confines of Crusader Park here. You're just not going to be able to see left field very well with our camera angles, and we're going to try to fix that for game two. But right now, with the way Starling's working and everything, it's just kind of tough.
There we go. Swing, and that ball's through the hole, but that's okay. This is exactly what Gaston Christian needed to do, is still fill the zone up early. So lead, or one out single by Murchison. Logan Davis doing the pitch in here for Gaston Christian. He's a senior commit to Francis Marion. He's throwing to the junior, Xander Sutton, an Air Force commit. From third to first, you got Bug Green at third base. The shortstop is Meridian LeFew. He's a University of Central Florida commit. At second base, you have Carter Rowe, sophomore. And at first base, you have the Erskine commit, Jack Kimbrell. Around the outfield and left field, it's Jaden Moore, senior. Center is Cooper Summerlin. He's being DH for today by Cam Cobb. And then the right fielder is Noah Cooper, another junior we got to keep an eye on. So maybe a little batting glove malfunction here by the batter Luke Rope. So again, a lot of new names for us today. Did a lot of research last night trying to give you an idea of who's who. Again, your current hitter here is Luke Rope. He's your starting pitcher for Grace today, the Gamecock commit. Well, we're glad to be here. It's a hot one. That heat came fast because we had a little bit of rain this morning. It kept the heat off of us. There's a ground ball. It's going to chop that second baseman. Better get to it. Throws it, gets him by half a step. So a ground out for Rope. Rope. Not sure I'll say that just yet. R-O-U-P-E. I'll bring up number 4 hitter, Caleb Ellis.
Now batting number 32, Caleb Ellis.
Looks like Ellis is one of their main arms this year as well. He's in right field this evening. Or this afternoon, I should say. Good job here early by Davis, the pitcher. Pitching to contact, not being intimidated by the power swings. There's 3 home runs we saw yesterday. That's the key today, is still attack. Stay low in the zone. Get back to basics. Get that ball down by the shins, the knees. Get some ground balls. There's a pop fly. It's going to be a little Bermuda Triangle here. Shortstop LeFew makes the grab, fighting the sun, so he's scoreless. First, this is how we started out yesterday. And now we got to get to that key of the game. Those Eagles got to put up a crooked number here early to put the pressure on these G-boys. Well, it's going to be Davis, LeFew, and Sutton to lead off for Gaston Christian. Again, thank you to our sponsor today, Rounders Hat Company. Love the logo. That's mountain. You can see it. You know, you got the hippie mountain man with his hat backwards, rocking the Rounders insert. You got the mountains in the base of the logo. Big fan of Rounders Hat Company.
Gonna have to get me a rounder.
Say, I know what your first one will be. It'll probably be a Georgia dog insert.
Recovery. Each 8-ounce glass of milk contains 8 grams of natural, high-quality protein to help you get more out of your workout. The Dairy Alliance is the official milk partner.
Man, they're
high school
great.
Sports.
So I thought that.
Milk's benefits, the Dairy Alliance.
I was listening to the PA guy. I thought they were essentially saying that Grace Christian is sponsored by milk. That's how in touch they are with their sponsors. Man, a lot of great baseball last night. If y'all are just catching up, in the 4A, TC Robertson behind a grand slam by Caden Davidson is able to march back against Marvin Ridge and win that ball game. So they're going back to the regional finals for a 3rd straight year. In the 3A, North Lincoln upsets East Rowan in 14 innings, 8-5. It was just back and forth. Those pitchers, those relief pitchers were hardcore last night for both teams, holding those bats silent until that 14th inning. Tuscola, they got beat 8-1. North Davidson thought they were going to run it. Colt Nelson had a leadoff home run for Tuscola to go up 1-0, but then the wheels fell off in the 4th or 5th inning and just couldn't get them back on. In the 2A, East Rutherford comes back. I think they hit a grand slam too, I heard, in their game to come back. They were down 4-2, went up 6-4, final score 6-5 over Lincoln Charter. So East Rutherford goes to the regionals for a second straight year, I believe. And then in the 1A,
now batting number 1,
our favorite Cherryville loses to Johari Charter 6-4. So that's it for 1A. So our only West North Carolina reps left right now are one here in front of us, Gaston Christian, TC Robertson, North Lincoln, and East Rutherford. So 4 West North Carolina teams left.
Well, the last time we made picks was the second round, so I want to update you guys. Ryan finished 14-3, only losing the 2 4A games, the TC Charlotte Catholic and the South Caldwell Watauga. And then he lost the West Ryan AC game, but was perfect through 1A and 2A. I, on the other hand, did not have such a great stretch, and I went 12-5. So he is back within 2 games of me if we plan to pick any more, but probably won't be picking much. So I finished on top. There's a foul ball on top of the batting cages. Beautiful batting cage right there.
I think they just put them in this year. I think they said last year they had the stadium itself, the scoreboard. This year the new additions are the stadium seating and bleachers behind home plate and the hitting roof over there, hitting shelter down the right field line. A lot of good alumni have come through here as well. We were looking at some of the signs where they celebrate there's a line drive into left field. So leadoff single for the Francis Marion commit, Logan Davis, and that's exactly what Gaston needed here. That's going to bring up Mer Lefew. Sounds like a French name. I like it.
Mer Lefew.
Lefew playing short this evening. Man, they got to be hot in these All Blacks today. I'll tell you what. What's the high today? I think is 88. I think, again, we want to thank Kelly Carroll, father of Caden Carroll of Mountain Heritage. Hit and run is on, and another line drive to left field. That's going to bounce around for a second. Davis is going to make it all the way to third. So that's going to be a single, but an E7 that allows all the runners to move up. So that's Pena out there. It kicks it around a little bit, allows Davis and Lefew to move up an extra base. And that's going to bring the Air Force commit, Xander Sutton, to the plate, and hopefully he can force one into the air here to get a sac fly, base hit, extra bases, something to get that crooked number up early for Gaston Christian. And so I know this is a hike for these Gaston Christian boys, so they came down on Thursday evening to get their hotels ready because it's a 4-hour drive. Or 4 hours for us, probably what, 2.5 for them? Say Roop here, the Gamecock commit. I mean, I know he's probably bringing it. We'll walk over there with our radar gun here in a little bit.
Shove day. He's shoving, you can tell.
A lot of noise coming out of that Eagles dugout right now. It's going to cause the catcher, Bunce, to come out and try to cool his pitcher down a bit.
Trying to cool us down. Great idea by...
Yeah, we got ourselves a table fan today. So thank you to our sponsors allowing us to buy that $15 Walmart fan. Try to keep the
iPad under 50 degrees.
Because if Gaston Christian wins this one today, we're going to have to go and maybe take down all these cameras for a little bit and cool them off because it's going to be a hot one. Been researching a little bit for next year's broadcast, like how do we keep some of these devices cooler. Apparently there's cooler packs that you can buy to attach to your devices, so we're going to look into that for next year. Again, Sutton, the Air Force commit. Air Force got a little bit of connection out here. Former Cleveland Community College head coach Tyler Dawson is a coach out of Air Force now, so he's brought a few of those boys out there. Serving your country while getting an education and playing baseball. Air Force.
Air Force Academy has a lot of good former players. One
Yeah, they do have velo up there, don't they? So we don't even need to go walk out there with our radar gun.
Or one to be named.
Swing and a drive. That ball is deep to left field, and that ball is gone. That ball is gone. 3-run homer. Xander Sutton, the Air Force commit, forces that one into the air and over the fence. Now the big key here, they got that crooked number, but they cannot expel too much emotional energy early. We've seen that. So they got to celebrate, and they get right back in that dugout and get their energy going again. They still have 18 more outs they have to make in this game. So again, awesome hit there by Sutton, but still a lot of baseball to be played here. Big swing, big swing by Sutton. That's exactly what the Gaston Christian Eagles needed here.
14, Carter Rowe.
I was joking with some of these boys this morning. I was like, yeah, we drove 4 hours down. Don't send us home after one game, you know. So this could be a long day of baseball here in Sanford, North Carolina. Swing and a miss. It's Carter Rowe up now.
I get the next one. It's like when they did the alumni broadcast, I get the next home run call.
Okay, start thinking of it. Your next couple batters here are Rowe, Kimbrell, and Cooper. See what some sort of, any riddles or play on words that you can come up with. I played off of Sutton's Air Force commit. Say we are minor league broadcasters here, hoping to get the call to the big leagues one day. We'll see. So Rowe finds himself in a 1-2 count. Swing, a foul. And that's the thing about these boys. They fall behind, and they're seeing some of this good velo. You may not get a hit, but if you can take that 1-2 count, foul off 3 or 4 more, that's going to be a QAB, making these pitchers throw more than they have to. Misses low. Good call by the umpire there. 91 on the fastball. So, again, that shows you what sort of talent we have here when Xander Sutton can turn on 90-mile-per-hour heat and put it over the fence. Misses low. 89 in the dirt. And so we just went from 1-2 all the way full. Man, what a beautiful scoreboard. It'd be nice if every school in Western North Carolina could have one of those. I wouldn't have to worry about shooting radar, keeping my own notes. Big pitch here from Roop. Swing off the end of the bat, and that ball is going to sneak through the middle. I thought Marshall might have had a chance on it, but just enough bat to push that out in the center field. And that's 4 straight hits. The leadoff single by Davis, followed by LeFew, Sutton with the 3-run bomb, and Rowe with the single. So 4 straight hits here for the Gaston Christian Eagles to lead off the bottom of the first. Mound visit. Good time for 1-2. Want to pull up those most updated rankings, or what do we got?
Yeah, let's go ahead and throw up the rankings early on. Give us a good idea of where the foes will land in the upcoming weeks.
I was going to say, these a lot of these teams aren't playing anymore, but we want to be true to the entire season with these power rankings. So a little bit of shaking is going to happen this week. Obviously,
North Lincoln.
Yeah, I would say North Lincoln's going to be rising. Lincoln Charter's actually probably going to end up rising as well. Are these updated ones? Yeah, these are the ones I threw up. Yeah, so I'm going to update these one more time, but these actually haven't been released yet, so I'm glad that these are up.
No.
Or are these the old ones?
No, this is...
these are the new ones. Okay.
The new ones.
So these are ones I put together after Tuesday's game, I believe. So this is not considering last night. So this will continue.
So this is what you think right now without last night.
Yep. I'm pretty sure. Did I end up? I don't know, folks. But this looks pretty accurate based on what we're seeing here. Gaston Christian is going to have a good chance to rise here, too. I think this is before the Lincoln Charter loss to Burns. So, yeah, this is everything except last night's game. So we'll update that probably tomorrow morning. Ooh, squares the bunt. Not anywhere close. Hits off the backstop right to bunts, but good read there by Rowe to head down to second either way on the wild pitch. So again, Kimbrell trying to give himself up here with the sack bunt. Roop launches it over the catcher's head. It's a 1-0 count. Pulls back, ball high again. 2-0 count. So the stuff is there. Just not the control. Say Jack Kimbrell is a Erskine commit, the senior. Erskine down in South Carolina, part of the SAC, I believe, or is it the Conference Carolinas? I have to go back and check. The Division II school in Due West, South Carolina.
I've been to Due West many a time. A lot of cameras out over here in front of us.
Well, this is a big game. A lot of college coaches are out here this evening as well. There's about 10 or 15 last night, I was told. There's a bunt. Does it stay up enough for Howard? No, it'll be foul. But this is the time of year where college coaches actually have the time to come out and watch the game. They're getting kicked out of the playoffs. You know, some are advancing. Like if you're Catawba Valley, you're probably not here. They're going off to Oklahoma for the JUCO World Series. But a lot of our other teams have been kicked out. This is where they can actually come out and watch some playoff games. And that was the whole point of the broadcast this year, is to let those college coaches peek in and see some players while they were playing their regular season games. Kind of an excuse me swing by Kimbrell, but he's able to foul that off. 81 on the, I guess that was a slider. It's kind of hard to pick up the pitch types when we're sitting off to the left today where we're at, down the third baseline. We were warned that we have to be careful of sharp foul balls coming off left-handed batters' bats where we're sitting. Caden Browning, one of the players for Gaston Christian, will not be playing in this game because he was on the dugout yesterday. Line drive by the Grace batter busted his hand that was up on the dugout. So you got to watch yourself here at these dugouts, really close and really wide open. So Marshall holding that runner. Not going to hold him enough, though. Swing and a miss. Down to third base. He is safe. So a strikeout and a stolen base. So good AB by Kimbrell. He saw some pitches. He goes down swinging.
I don't know if you know, but that's the first out of the inning.
8, Noah Cooper.
First out and a runner on third. So we'll see if they can get that fourth run in. Good job by the Eagles getting that crooked number. We talked about that in the keys to the game.
Cooper looking to send one deep here. Sack fly opportunity.
Yep. It's an infield in. Noah Cooper rips one foul down the first base side. Noah Jr., he's another name that Coach Lowry told us to keep a lookout for. A lot of good underclassmen in this game as well. Say Roop throwing a good bit of pitches out there. So good job by the Eagles making them work early. Nice block by Bunce. That's the Belmont Abbey commit behind the plate there. So there's a couple that made it to the backstop this inning, so it ain't going to be out of the question for Rowe to be ready at third to scoot down there if there's a dirt ball. 1-1 count. 4 hits in the inning. So he's yanking it. He's missing down and away a lot with that 89 to 91 mile per hour fastball. He's got to finish chest, eyes, nose to the mitt. I wonder if he goes off speed. It almost seems like his off speed is getting in the zone a little bit better than his fastball right now. Steps off here. Say the longer he stays out there, the hotter it's going to get. So we're probably at about, 83, 84. And he's supposed to be up to 88. That heat can get to you. For the most part, it was very seasonable weather for the spring. We didn't run into a ton of
Well, half swing
looking
there.
for something different. So he's looking for something different there. So now he's got to shorten up You got that infield in. That will be addressed. So
We'll
Cooper,
talk about that later.
So Cooper, no Cooper here, 3-2. Excuse me, that's 3-2
Down
now.
3-2.
My bad. Good ABs here, even in the outs. You know, with that one strikeout by Kimbrell, every single AB, you know, they've jumped on pitches that were there or they worked it deep in the count. So probably approaching 30-plus pitches for the inning here.
Approaching 30-plus minutes.
Swing and a miss. Good heat there. 90 miles per hour. Tough to catch up to. So 2 straight Ks. And that's going to bring up Bug Green.
Now batting number 5, Bug Green.
Real name is Karsten Green. When I was talking to Coach Lowry before the game, asking about some players, he said, you got to put Bug down there. I'm like, well, who's Bug? So Karsten Green, Bug Green. Got to love a good nickname. So Bug Green wearing number 5, playing third base. Be a great time for Green to step up and get one more base hit here to put that 4 spot up. So good job by Roop to at least muscle back here and strike out the 5 and 6 hitter. If you looked at the way these Crusaders swing the bats, I know that Coach Wooten's in there. First thing he's going to tell them when they get into the dugout is three runs ain't nothing. We had 3 bombs yesterday. You know, I'm sure Roop will be out there for another inning. Probably try to get his head right in between the break here. Swing and a foul ball. Scoots into the on-deck circle. So we got a little bit of wind, and so far our canopy tent is holding steady. We got it bungeed in, and got a sandbag on one of the legs, so hopefully we don't get any gust of wind here, although it would be welcomed as the heat keeps rising.
This is a lot better than us being out here feeling the warm part of the table versus the cool part.
Good take by Green. Tried to go off speed, maybe. There's another slider there. Sanford, it's saying it's only 75 degrees here. I don't know about that.
I
was going to say. So we might have to scoot the table back as the angles of the sun change too. So another full count here. It's a great job, even in these last 2 strikeouts by Cooper and Kimbrell, to at least get the pitch count deep. Swing and a pop fly into the parking lot. Great ABs here. I mean, he's strikeout, ground out, whatever happens here, it's a QAB already just because of the amount of pitches he's seen. Say Rowe trying to make a little chaos on third base. I swing the drive. That ball is going to turn around Merchant, and he's able to get it over the shoulder, though. So great track out there in center field. I thought the Eagles were going to put a 4th up, but 3 straight outs ends the rally. For your Crusaders, it's going to be Alfonso, Marshall, and Bunce in the top of the 2nd.
Want to help support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge? Visit our Patreon at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywnc. The more financial support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge can earn, the more coverage of Western North Carolina baseball we can bring you, including the College Tour Series, the High School Scout and Streaming Series, American Legion Post 70 coverage, weekly media content, playoff projections, highlight films, and more. Choose which tier is right for you at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywnc. And stay connected to Baseball University across all platforms. Like and subscribe on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@bbuniversitywnc. Like us on Facebook at Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. And follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram at @bbuniversitywnc. And check out the website at www.baseballu.org.
Yeah, we appreciate any social media following. So if you're listening on YouTube and you're not subscribed, go ahead and give it a click. We're going to try, like you heard Hunter there, we're trying to raise some funds, find some sponsors to potentially do American Legion Post 70 coverage. I talked to Bobby Dell down at Post 100. They might have us down for a couple games. The East Rutherford Post, the Rutherford County Post, Shelby down at Post 82. So we're trying to get around and see some Legion ball this summer too. Big fans of Legion. Community-driven baseball. Jimmy Alfonson. He's playing third base tonight, wearing number 10. I got to stop saying tonight. It's our first day game of the year. So, strike one, pop fly behind home plate. Say Davis had a good first inning there. The Francis Marion commit allowed the single to Murchison. But beyond that, it was off the barrel contact. Fly ball pop out and the ground out for the other outs. Alfonson having a pretty good year here for Grace Christian. Talking to both coaches about every player you see in this game is going to be a college prospect at some level. I know Coach Love down at Fayetteville took a few of the Grace Christian graduates last year. The two big names that came out of here last year is, was it Cameron Seagraves? There's a drive to left, and oh no, Moore misplayed it, fell down. That ball goes all the way to the wall. Do you give him a double on that?
I mean,
just watch that replay, I guess. So I had a hard time finding it first because we have a little bit of a blind spot to left field.
Marshall.
I'm going to see the replay here on Hunter's laptop. We'll see how to score it. That'd been nice for camera 2, but our camera 2 is lagging today, so we'll give him a double. I'll say he hit it hard. So here's Marshall, the freshman, already committed to Louisville. Which I got to admit, I'm a little confused on how the early commits work nowadays because I know a lot of that was cracked down on with some of these new rules. Freshmen are not allowed to speak directly with colleges, so I'm guessing it's probably just some sort of verbal agreement based on third-party type
people
stuff.
like you.
Well, again, that's where, from the rules that I read, let's say I had a freshman or sophomore, it's before that August date where they're allowed to contact. I can't call that coach anymore and say, hey, I got a guy for you. He's going to be your guy. But I can say, hey, this kid's pretty good. He should probably come to one of your camps. You know, I got to watch the verbiage and all that. College coaches got to watch the verbiage. But that's probably how it worked out. It's probably just a verbal commit. These verbal commits nowadays, you kids got to realize, even if you're a 25 right now committed, you're still trying out. Like, your coaches are going to over-recruit a little bit in this market. Those bigger D1, D2 schools, they're going to bring in 40, 50 extra players, 40, 50 total, and probably cut those 10 to 15 extra players. But if you're a D1 cut, that has a lot of value in the recruiting market. Probably, if you're cut from a D1 as a freshman or sophomore, you're already way ahead of any high school prospect, no matter how good their caliber. So wind blowing a little bit here, hoping our tent is securely locked in.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting windy today. That was for sure.
Yep, not in the mountains, not near the coastline. Usually down this way, it's a little muggy and humid, still air.
That's what I was expecting, but kind of nice. Hopefully this wind doesn't blow us away.
See Marshall here in control of the at-bat, 3-1. Swing, another foul ball. So again, it's Alfonson out at second base with the unconventional double. Moore lost his footing out there in left field, had sail over his head. Another foul ball. Yeah, current temperature still says 76. I don't know. Seems a little hotter out here, but. So long AB here. Quality AB. So try to roll over on one even if you hit it on that first base side. Say mid-eights for the pitcher, Logan Davis. 85 on that fastball. Big thing with a lot of the velo you see at this age, if you're high 8s, low 9s, is can you hold it throughout your whole start, your whole season. Throws his hands out and pokes one down the left field line. That ball's going to be fair. That's going to be extra bases. Alphonsen's in to score easily. And Marshall with a very long, a very solid AB. It's back-to-back doubles. So RBI for Marshall. Pitching meeting out here with Coach Lowry. Probably going to tell him, like, hey, look, you did not pitch too poorly to those two batters. In a perfect world, we might have 2 outs. You know, a bloop or a misplayed ball in left field and a blooper down the line where they weren't playing them. He's probably telling his pitcher, hey, you just keep doing what you're doing. You got to fill up. You got to make early contact. Just don't elevate. That's where they're going to get in trouble. Got to fill it, but not elevate. That's going to bring bunts to the plate. And with runners on second,
now batting number 23.
Would be surprised to see Bunts bunt. So we'll see if Bunts puts a bunt down here, or if they're going to let him swing away. The Belmont Abbey commit, the catcher this evening. Pena, the outfielder, left fielder in the on-deck circle, and number 9 hitter Connor Howard in the hole. So bottom 3 hitters here now for Grace. Swing, fouls it back. He's on that one, so I guess Bunts won't be bunting. Swinging away. Big inning here for Grace Christian, trying to climb back in this game. Now 3-1 game. This is high. Throw down to second, trying to back pick. Marshall's going to be back in safely. Good aggressive play here. And that's just one thing you see at the higher caliber schools getting away. You know, we covered some 1A games for the playoffs here. Just always being ready, focus on every play, no plays off, no free bases on your first or third steals, nothing like that. Every play has – we might have a tie ball game here. Nope, off the wall. So back-to-back doubles to make this a 3-2 game. Bunts gave it a ride. Moore lost his footing out there again, but he wasn't going to catch that as it hit off the middle of the wall right near the Under Armour symbol.
Now batting number 24, Alex Pena.
So back-to-back RBI doubles, back-to-back doubles to lead off the second. Jimmy Alfonsen, Reggie Marshall, and Ethan Bunts. Bunts definitely hit his the hardest of the 3. That was the purest double of the doubles. And now you got Alex Pena, left fielder, up. Maybe now we see a bunt. Just depends on how good these guys swing it. And what we saw yesterday, they sure as heck know how to swing it. So the energy is transferred from the Gaston Christian dugout into the Grace Christian dugout. It's getting loud over there now. Misses down, 84 on the fastball. Again, we were talking earlier, when you come in, you see the 2 Chapel Hill commits from last year. It was Cameron Seagraves. He was the Gatorade Player of the Year, which is a huge title. That means you're the best player in North Carolina. So he's at UNC now. Yes, he did. And which is funny because a guy like Seagraves probably gets drafted. You know, maybe he did. I'd have to go back and look, see if he did get drafted. But just with the pro draft changing, it's something I've been trying to explain to a lot of kids. It's harder and harder to get drafted out of high school now with all the talent at the college level with the transfers and recruiting rules. Swing and a miss. Good off speed there by Smith to get ahead now, or even it up, 2-2. So it goes off speed in a fastball count. And then the other one was I'm going to have to make sure I'm saying this right, but is it Bose Harper? I think was the other one. B-O-A-Z, Bose Harper. So 2 last year were UNC commits. And then the other name that we saw was Brandon Crabtree, who I want to say he was an NC State commit who ended up getting hurt, and then he's at Gaston now, Gaston College, which I know that's JUCO, but that's Division I quality baseball there. Hard line drive foul. Hooks it. So now Grace Christian taking a note from Gaston and working long ABs, getting the pitch counts up on these guys. Alex Pena talked to some of the Grace staff before the game. They said Alex Pena came from the Dominican Republic, didn't know a single word of English, and has worked really hard to assimilate himself to the Grace Christian lifestyle and has been thriving here with the Crusaders. So that's something that private schools can do, is they can bring in kids from all over the world and give them a great experience. So Pena goes down looking here for the first out, so that breaks the string of doubles. Brings Connor Howard, the first baseman, up. Number 9 hitter before they turn it back around here.
He wasn't drafted last year.
Wasn't?
No.
Well, a lot of times if they know you're going to school, they're not going to draft you, especially now if there's only 20 rounds. When they used to have 40 or 40-plus rounds, you could take a pick late just to kind of show, like, hey, you're draftable, even though we know you're going to college. We're going to take you with the 39th pick and just kind of see what happens. But with 20 rounds now, all your picks are going to have to mean something. If you don't sign at least 18 of your 20 picks, it's a lost draft nowadays. All right, 1-2 count here. It's a big pitch coming up here for Davis. Try to kill this rally before turning the lineup over. Hunter, I know you're being quiet. It usually means you're working really hard on tech stuff over here. We all looking good?
Yeah, I'm just hoping that this second camera can stay in touch and trying to make sure everything goes smoothly.
Well, if Gaston Christian can win this first game, we'll change that camera angle for game 2. See if we can get something more functionable.
See, it's just frozen.
Camera 2 or camera 1?
Now camera 1.
Uh-oh. Quick mound meeting here between catcher, pitcher, and second baseman. Bunt's still out there at second after the RBI double. A lot of technology in the building tonight. A lot of radar guns. Well, the thing with the radar guns, you don't really need one because the scoreboard's doing it for you here. I know that's why we're on the 2.4 wave broadcast tonight, because that constant radar gun back there will interfere with the 5. So long inning here in the top of the second. Swing, ground ball through the 5-5. Let's see if they send bunts. They do. Here comes the throw from the left fielder, Moore. It's cut off. It's being an RBI single. So production coming out of the bottom of the lineup here. Number 9 hitter, Connor Howard.
Now batting,
the RBI single.
Nolan Harper.
Tie ball game here in Sanford. Tell your friends to tune in. Back to the top here, Nolan Harper. Nolan flew out to left field to start this ball game. I think it was the first pitch of the game he sent out there. Takes is that a strike call? Yes, it was. Okay.
Just going through some latency issues again. Bear with us, please.
So we start off pretty good today. We'll see what happens. If we lose you, don't go anywhere, because we will troubleshoot and make sure this thing gets back up for you. Again, number 35 here, Nolan Harper. Swing and a miss. Goes down swinging. So 2 outs here. going to bring Murchison back up. He singled.
Now batting number 7, Matt Murchison.
Say Murchison also made a nice grab out there to end that first inning. Rallied by Gaston Christian. And Murchison, your UNC Wilmington commit, the left-handed swinger. Say one more out to get out of it. 3-3 ball game. Swinging a drive. Uh-oh. That sends Summerlin back, and that ball's gone. Whoa, boy. 2-run home run for Murchison. Murchison got much of that. That's going to be a 2-run bomb with Howard on base after the single. Oh, that makes sense. Wilmington would be interested in a left-handed power hitting center fielder, wouldn't they? I will say this, though, and again, if I was a teenager in the dugout after a home run, I might follow the lead. But
now batting number 19.
We need some more original home run celebrations. Come on, guys. Everybody around the country is doing the slam dunk right now. Can we do a bowling? Like everybody get knocked down like pins or something? Like, let's get creative out there. All right. Can I do anything? Run around, hit a camera?
Tear this building down behind us. That's the main issue we're experiencing, which nothing we can do about that, but we can just bear with us.
Let me ask you, can you recalibrate mid-inning or anything? Go out there and be like, hey, what if we put it this way, or is it saying it's got to be that way?
It's got to be there. There's another drive to right, but that'll stay up for the right fielder.
Can of
in
corn.
The inning.
Yep. Can of corn for Cooper out there.
Well, that's a big 5 spot after a big 3 spot in the bottom half.
It's crazy. They sent 8 to the plate, so think about that. Extra base hits and make things happen real quick, so that's their own crooked number.
How many hits that inning?
Total of 1, 2, 3 straight doubles. The single and the home run puts us at 5 hits, 3 outs. So everybody who got a hit ended up scoring in that one. We're going to head to the bottom of the second. It's going to be Cam Cobb, Jaden Moore, and Logan
Northern Carolina
Davis.
is proud to serve as the official practitioner of the NCISAA.
That's high school baseball,
Carolina
folks. Got to watch those early rallies. You got to watch your energy. Stay zoned in.
Ortho Carolina provides
5-3 here.
Real-time access to orthopedic specialists. 365
Let's go ahead and do a quick Twitter update. I'm going to send out a update through the Twitter. If you're in the chat and you got coaching buddies that ain't watching this game, text them. Get them on here. So let's see here. After Gaston, Christian takes a 3-0 lead. After 1,
good music choices today, that's for sure.
Let's see, Grace storms back in the second. Now up. What is it, 5-3?
Now batting number 2, Camden Cobb.
Now I definitely get the next home run call. Now that hopefully there's no tech issues when I'm trying to troubleshoot on the iPad and the computer. Now that we've got cameras 1 back up with us. I don't think that'll be the last 2 home runs.
Do you need me to run around and reset any cameras?
There's nothing we can do except try to keep it started.
Nice bunt here by Cobb. Oh, he's safe by a mile. Yep, excellent bunt. Probably the best placed bunt you could have asked for there. Nice play game call by Lowry there too. It's like, hey, everybody's hitting dingers. Let's go ahead and lead off with the bunt to get that runner on. And now you got the tie and run coming back to the plate. So Jaden Moore, your left fielder. And with the lefty in the box, Cam Cobb's got good speed. He's come out to a few of our prospect filming's been sub-7. So we'll see if they test the arm here early. Hate to say it, but I think you almost got to collect base runners at this point. So bunting's fine, but I don't know about stealing yet unless you know an off-speed pitch is coming. But camera 1, camera 3 and 4 still working? Okay. Just no camera 2, so that means we got a blind spot in left field for our viewers as well.
We got camera 2 occasionally.
Here's a bunt. This one's pushed a little harder. That's going to be a out at second. Man, they almost could have turned 2 right there. So right idea, but you pushed it right back to that pitcher. So it's going to be 1 to 6 on the fielder's choice. Leadoff hitter Logan Davis up. He led off this game with a single. I'll say there's 4 straight hits to start that game for Gaston Christian with singles by Davis, LaFleur, the home run by Sutton, and Rowe coming in with that single. Rowe was stranded. That was a 3-run first inning. Runner on first here with 1 out after the failed sac bunt attempt. Coach Lowry not happy with that strike call. Say we have not seen any complaints from the umpires up to this point, but Coach Lowry is laying into the home umpire after that. I wish I had more insight. It's hard to call balls and strikes from the third base line. Logan Davis looking pretty good on the mound in that first inning. Ran into trouble in the second. Just elevated too much. When it gets hot and you're throwing a lot of pitches, that's what those Grace Christian batters are going to look for today is when you get tired, you're going to leave one up for them to crank. Say no measurements on the outfield wall. Seems like a hitter's park.
Yeah, it seems kind of short to me, especially with the monster out here and right.
Swing, pop fly foul. So Davis 1 and 2. That was a 90-mile-per-hour fastball from Rope. And around the infield for Grace Christian, Alfonso at third, Marshall at short, Harper at second, and Howard at first. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Pop flies. Who's going to call it? Second baseman comes in, and that's Harper makes the grab.
Now batting number 23, Murr LeFew.
Say after the leadoff bunt single by Cobb, Gaston kind of shoots himself in the foot there with the sac bunt attempt right back to the pitcher. Weak pop out there by Davis. Now Murr LeFew going to try to salvage this inning and keep it rolling here. LeFew had a hard single to left. That Pena out there booted around, allowed both him and Davis to move up an extra base in that first inning. Didn't really matter. Error didn't have any effect as Xander Sutton was the next batter in center yard. So his yard job, those guys were coming in no matter what base they were on. 135 call out there. Here's some numbers coming from Coach Wooten like that. Brings back some North Henderson memories. Coach King abandoned the number system, though, I guess, as we went to pitch comms and all that stuff. And I don't know, I didn't hear
Still got the same bunt defenses, though.
Yep. I'll tell you who runs a good bunt defense is T.C. Robertson. I really enjoyed watching their defense play in that Asheville game, even though Asheville ended up taking it. Doesn't matter now because TC is the only 4A left from our side of the state. T.C. Robertson, just an immaculate run, 4A state champs the last 2 years, going for the three-peat as they go back to regionals. They were down in that Marvin Ridge game last night, and then Caden Davison sent one to the moon. Caden, one of the better right-handed power hitters to ever come out of the mountains, in my opinion. could follow in his brother's footsteps and have a potential pro career one day. He's committed to Gaston College. So that's where he'll be heading next year, along with Evan Connor from Tuscola. Again, he played his last high school game last night as well. Ground ball, chopped foul. So 1-2 count again here. Murray LeFew wearing number 23. Some good-looking athletes on both sides of the ball here. It's just something I still need to try to instill in our Western North Carolina kids, especially our mountain boys, is we got good athletes, but we just don't have this type of depth. We don't play this type of competition all the time. LaFleur going to send one deep to center, but, man, I'll tell you, that Murchison center fielder out there, the Wilmington commit, can make a read. That's his second solid read. And he ended the first and the second on solid reads. Well, heading into the top of the three, again, playing mind games here. We're at Grace Christian's Field, but Gaston is your home team today. It's going to be Ellis, Alfonso, and Marshall to lead off the top of the third. Thank you again to our sponsor, Rounders Hat Company. Probably one of the cooler things in fashion I've seen come out in the last couple of years. They got a patent pending on the product. I'll be honest, I ain't never even thought of that with the what do you call them again? The snapback hats, right?
Yeah.
You get all sweaty up in there, your hair's going everywhere, whether you're wearing it forwards or backwards. Rounders, they got a solution for that, and you can look good. Now, being a Baltimore Orioles fan, I'm probably going to get an O symbol there, but we just learned that Brandon Hyde was fired today. So
you happy? You sad?
I feel bad for the guy. They were running him through the ringer, but
not his fault.
It's always collective, and it's in Major League Baseball. A lot of times it's a figurehead symbol. You cut the head off. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, and see if the other players get it together. So.
How you doing? I was like trying to look at you, and then I saw you had a thing here, and I was like, maybe he's talking to nobody.
Just a crazy baseball guy that sits out here and rambles to himself. So. We're doing a broadcast. It's called Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. So Coach Wooten and Coach Lowry, we got on the phone with them yesterday and said, "Hey, can we cover this game?" Like, yeah. So, yeah, we're from the mountains. So we did 30 games out, everything west of Charlotte. So this is our furthest trip of the year. It's coming down here. So I was born in Fayetteville, so this ain't unheard of territory. But I ain't been down here, and golly, your aunt lives down here.
My aunt lives down here.
She's here today, so I'm sure you've been down here to visit relatives. But it's not as hot as I thought it was going to be.
I think I saw that we're supposed to have some storms and difference coming up.
So chatting with Officer, what's your name? Espinoza over here. Was curious, came over, was like, where are these crazy people talking to themselves? Didn't see the wireless mics. You're not the first person to think we're just weird baseball fanatics that sit under a tent and talk to ourselves. So here's a fly ball left field. Moore got a read on it oh no, he doesn't. He reads it over the fence. Oh my, another home run for the G-Boys. Caleb Ellis with a solo shot to lead off the third inning. Very reminiscent to yesterday. Where were you on that one, Hunter? I thought you said you had the next home run call.
Well, I looked up and you started calling it. I thought, oh, it's called. Looking where he's at, but he just ran into the fence.
That's the funny thing about a barrel sometimes. And I remember hitting a few like this too. It's like you swing through it. You create such good backspin,
Number 10, Jimmy.
but you don't have that like pure barrel feel. I know you've never had this feeling before, but
nope, never
but
hit
just,
one.
It's just you stay through the baseball, inside the ball. You create so much backspin. It gets up in, again, a little bit of a windy day today, the hot air, and that ball it got on a cloud and just kept rising. So big swing by Ellis there. Makes it a 6-3 ball game now. So again, after Gaston Christian got out to the big 3-0 lead, them big bats woke up in the G-Boys dugout there, and tables have turned. How the turntables turn. So Alphonse, he was the first of the 3 straight doubles we saw in that second inning. Slow walk down after that HBP. You'd like to say it just got away from him. You don't. I'll say there's no reason here to think there's animosity.
Stop number 4, Reggie Marshall.
Again, Gaston Christian might be a little sore from last year and this year, but I know both these coaches are probably better than that. So we're just going to say, hey, got away from them. Now, if you want to hear a funny story, when we first got here today, met with Justin, who's the media director here at Grace Christian. He met us here early, about 8 o'clock. We were walking up to the pavilion up behind home plate to talk to him, and there was a big,
you don't need to describe
big old,
this.
How do we say this on
I don't know how you say
public
this
TV here? Let's just say there was somebody went to the bathroom in the corner of the bleachers, and it was a heavy surprise, let's put it that way. And his first thought, they were trying to figure it out. They're like, well, we got to look at the security cameras. Did someone come up here and defecate on the top bleacher? And, we were thinking, like, surely Gaston Christian wasn't that upset. I mean, these are both very professional teams. They looked at the replay. It was a bobcat. So a bobcat snuck onto the premises last night and left a gift for both these teams to find. And the first conclusion that was drawn was like, was this retaliation for something? Nope, just nature. So anyway, Reggie Marshall up again. Reggie had a great AB in the second inning, flicked the double down the left field line as he fell behind and worked the count to 3-2. That was the third of 3 straight doubles. It was Alphonse and Marshall and Bunsey until the lineup got turned over in the big home run by Murchison. So Marshall here finds himself in an 0-2 count. Runner on first base. Swing and a drive. Is that going to stay up too? Nice read out there. Has to come in on it now. So Cooper was all the way back to the warning track and then came probably 5 or 6 steps in onto the grass to make
now
that play.
Number 23, Ethan Bunce.
But after that last home run there by Ellis, I understand why Cooper went back on it, just trying to figure out what sort of wind stream these fly balls are going to get caught in. And we go back to that first key to the game. Got to fill the zone, but got to stay on the bottom of it. These balls are starting to get elevated a little bit, and they're not coming back. So pretty good stuff here, though, overall by Davis. Mid-eight's been about 84 to 85. There's a ground ball at the middle, double play chance. Nope, it's going to take a bad hop. Let's go up the middle for the single. Throw into third base. Nice read on the backside there for Bunce. He's going to take second base on the throw. So it's a single. Moves up on the throw to third base. And Gaston Christian's going to have to find it soon before these crooked numbers get a little out of control. So 6-3, still plenty of ball game.
Now batting, number 24, Alex Pena.
And again, we got a little bit of blind spot here, but I think what they're arguing is that even though he was safe on the slide, they're wondering if he came off the bag potentially on the play. So we're going to watch the replay here and see exactly what the heat is about. Oh, no, he thinks he just got the call. He thinks he just missed the call. I feel like from what we're seeing, it looked like he was under it. What's your call? Press, go back on that. Watch this play. Keep going. He slides in here at third base. I think he's under. He kind of tucked his legs a little bit on the slide. That gave the illusion that maybe he got the tag down. Again, I wish we could show you all the replay. Maybe we'll have that for next year. Talking to you guys, future sponsors, for that tag. But the call is he's safe at third. Oh, wait. And I guess the big thing here for Gaston Christian is, like, you got to control the emotions. That's just one play. There's been other big hits. They're playing good baseball. You can't focus on this one play. Maybe they're complaining he got spiked or something. I don't know. I don't know, Hunter. What
I
am
don't know
missing
what's
here?
going on. Because Lowry is not very pleased with the third home plate umpire already today, and that didn't help his case. And I think they just wrote a warning in with the crew chief, who I believe is the first base umpire. So,
Saw one ejection this year. I'll keep that anonymous for now. Listened to an ejection last night.
yeah,
keep that
we
anonymous as well.
We
We were listening to one of the 3A games last night, and one of the coaches got tossed. It was on a controversial balk call in that game. So, yeah, I don't really know what the argument was other than thinking maybe they just missed the call. But from the replay, it did look like the foot got in under. Swing did not get all the barrel there, but it's going to get down and roll to the wall. 2 are going to score on that double. So Pena comes through. So 2 RBI double. He did not get barrel on that. He just got it rounded enough to loft it down the line. More too far off the line to make the play. So Alfonso and Bunchy come in to score. Bunchy may have had a pinch runner for himself. I'm not sure with him being the catcher. Score right now stands at 8-3. 9 hits for the Crusaders. And that's the thing, is they're capitalizing. A lot of extra base hits. Runners getting on, they're coming in. So Coach Lowry out to talk to his staff. They're going to make a couple changes here. Looks like Cam Cobb going to come into the game, so he's going to drop the DH role. So let's make some changes here. So Cobb out to center field. New pitcher is going to be number 5. Oh, wrong roster. It's going to be Bud Green. So Green comes in from third base. Where's everybody else going? Davis is probably going to stay in the infield here, it looks like. I'm wondering if he goes to third base. So, yeah, just to recap, if you're just joining us, Gaston Christian jumped out to a 3-0, a loud 3-0 lead with 4 straight hits. Xander Sutton with the big 3-run homer. But after a scoreless first for Grace, they came back in the second and put up a 5 spot. That was the big home run by Murchison. You had the 3 straight doubles by Alfonso, Marshall, and Bunce. RBI single by Howard in that inning. And then in the third inning, things have kind of broken loose here. Big leadoff home run for Ellis. Then after the hit by pitch, you had the Bunchy single and the Pena double. And that's where we are here, 8-3. So Howard up now. All right. So let me see here. Our infield, yep, Davis is over at third now. So Summerlin, I guess he's out of the game. He wasn't hitting. Cobb just enters the game so they can keep Davis in. So again, Green, your new pitcher, Bud Green. It's going to be Davis, LeFew, Rowe, and Kimbrell around the infield from third to first. Moore still in left. Cam Cobb moves out to center. Cooper out in right. Cobb is essentially a jack of all trades out there. He pitched last night. He's about 84, 86 on the bump, but he's a solid catcher. Backup catcher to Sutton, the Air Force commit, and he can play all 9 out there. Good infielder, play all around the outfield. That's bounced. It's going to be a wild pitch that sends Pena down to third base. So Howard trying to turn the lineup over with only 1 out. See, the way the sun's coming, it's kind of creeping into our 10 anyway here. I might have to pull it back from the railing. Swing, ground ball. Oh, E6. So at the infield, pulled up. LeFew tried to backhand that one. Bounced off the glove. We're going to put it down as an E6 RBI.
Harper.
You're not going to argue with me on that one, right? E6 would still give him the ribby.
Yep.
I know Hunter's over here thinking he wanted 2 games. He's like, I swear you bring me down to Sanford, there better be a ball game. So he's cheering hard for Gaston Christian right now. Uh-oh, that ball was ground down the third base line.
And they got him.
So I'll break that down for you. That was a hit down the third base line. I think it was an error. Let's watch the replay here, see if he switched it fast enough.
Number 7, Matt Murchison.
Say we got that little blind spot, so it was a ground ball down third base line on that. See, make a play on that. See it, go back. Is that an error or a hit? When he hits it, watch the play at the very end here. Give me your opinion on this. Looked like he was.
Yeah, I'll give it a hit down the line.
All right, so scorebook keeper Hunter says single.
Now batting number 19, Luke Root.
Howard was thrown out at third base on that. Harper able to get to second and fly ball to right field here by 19 Rope. So we called in for the third out. So they do bat around. Did they intentionally walk Murchison?
I guess that's the only possible thing.
I was going to say, unless they hit him. So watching the replay here. Yeah, they just intentionally walked him. Okay. Sorry, guys. So let me catch you up there. Howard hits the ground ball to short. It's booted by LeFew. It's RBI E6. Harper came up, hit the single down the third base line. Murchison intentionally walked. Rope flies out to end the inning. We are at 9-3 here, heading into the bottom of the third inning. Coming up for Gaston, it's going to be the heart of the order. It's going to be Sutton, Rowe, and Kimbrell. Try to get something going here for the Eagles. They're going to have to get something going quick, get another crooked number up.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and thank our playoff sponsor again today, Rounders Hat Company. Rounders Hat Company is proud to sponsor the coverage of the NCISAA 3A State Championship. Visit roundershatcompany.com to check out the selection and customize your order today. Change it to snapback hat game, one rounder at a time.
There you go.
Appreciate them.
And again, if you've hopped on their website, I mean, they got a ton of designs going on. And it's an insert that you place into the snapback opening. Keeps that sweat and that hair out of your eyes. Doesn't have that, just that kind of sloppy look to it. And just gives you another chance to rock your favorite teams. I mean, you got anything from favorite teams, favorite states, just random sayings, characters, hunting, fishing, logos.
Loving every day.
Political logos. So, have fun with all that. Again, it seems like the kids love it. Seems like the adults like it. So, I mean, this is a for all ages product, And it's just, again, the big thing I'm seeing, too, as far as functionality, just puts an end to that visibly sweaty forehead.
Sutton.
You got NASCAR. You got Carolina on my mind. Let's see here. Yeah, hunting, outdoorsman, hooked, fishing. For the people. I like that. So, and that's Brian Cobb's company. Appreciate him. He's in the house this evening. I'll text him here probably in the fourth inning, see if he wants to come by and talk a little bit about his product. We appreciate the heck out of him. Again, you see that logo up in the right corner. It's got a little bit of that mountain outdoors feel to it. So we love all things mountain. Far from it today, though. We ain't got a mountain for miles out in this part of the state.
Yeah, no beautiful backdrops here, just trees.
Trees and heat. I was born in Fayetteville. I don't have too many memories of it because we moved when I was about 3 years old up to Baltimore, Maryland. But I I do have, you know, we've been back there a little bit. It's just, gotta love that Carolina hot, muggy weather. Summertime. Pine trees. Strike there, bottom of the zone. Sutton had the big swing for Gaston Christian back in that first inning. Put him up 3-0. Say Roop is rolling now. Say since that 3-run home run, no damage has been done except for the bunt single by Cobb. Sutton grounds one to short, picked up by Marshall. Tosses it across route number 1. Smooth looking play there by the young shortstop. Bring Carter Rowe up. Carter hit a single.
14, Carter Rowe.
Hit a single, stole a base there in the first inning. Was stranded. 2 left on base for the Eagles through 2 innings. You okay?
Yeah, I just want to get ready to scoot this.
Scoot it back, yeah. Say Hunter's preemptively planning our moving of the table as the sun
drifts southwest.
Yep. Say in between innings, scoot it.
Yeah, this is learning a lot for summer games where it's a great setup. Like, it's cool under here. The iPad's doing amazing. Like, shout out to the iPad. Like, shout out
Caden Carroll, Kelly
Yeah,
Carroll,
Kelly
the Carroll
Carroll.
family up
Thank
Mountain
you so
Heritage
much
for the
for
donated tent.
this.
You guys are lifesavers.
Definitely not a shout out to me trying to keep up with all this stuff. A little bit, anxious out here with the iPad and latency and just too many moving parts.
I think we knew it was going to be an anxious day, though.
Yeah.
Even my wife, I was talking to her last night or yesterday before we left. I said,
it's a big deal.
I said, I'm nervous. We're going 4 hours. We're at a great school. It's going to have a lot of technology, a lot of radar guns. And you've heard on the other broadcast. Holds it. Ball. Yep, I was going to say it's not a called strike and it's not a swing. So it's going to be a 2-2 count here on Rowe. But my wife was saying, I know you got all these problems that you're looking at as far as latency and the radar guns and all this, but you need to do this because even the problems you encounter are going to help you find solutions to keep building this thing for next year. And so I married her. She's smarter than I am. Celebrate our 12th wedding anniversary on May 3rd. Always easy to remember being a former third baseman, 5-3. So. But we're glad we're here. We learned a lot. There's strike 3 looking. Nice pitch. Got him on the hook, 77. That's a fast curveball, folks, 77. A lot of our mountain curveballs are like 65. Again, Kimbrell struck out his first time up. He's an Erskine commit. Big, strong player. You see Kimbrell there. Hopefully not related to maybe related to former Braves closer Craig Kimbrell. Who knows? You never know. Had a weird, as an Oriole fan, pop fly to right field here. First comes in. Out there is Ellis, and then he settles under it to make the third out. So 1-2-3. But I was, well, I'll get back to that thought. Going to the middle of the inning, we're going to move the table back, so bear with us, folks. Hold on. Keep coming. Watch your book bag. All right, mission accomplished, it looks like. All right, scooted the table back about 1.5 feet, 2 feet. Rearranging the wires. All right, thank you for that delay. Our table is moved. Everything is great.
All right, now we're way back from the action. Yeah, appreciate you guys bearing with us today. It's a new place. Never seen this field. Now, we haven't seen most of the fields we've been to this year, but this one, it's different.
Probably top field. Some other ones we like this year. Really
South
like
Point.
South Point. That's a really
Congratulations,
nice
Coach Lineberger, retiring after a lot of years.
I know Coach Lowry was a South Point grad, was a legend there. Still is a legend over there. So I think Coach Lowry is probably going to give Coach Lineberger a call on his own time to congratulate him. But looks like South Point will have a new coach next year. I wonder who it'll be. Swing and a miss here. So again, Bug Green in for his second inning of work. Replaced the starting pitcher Davis after he fell into some struggles there in the third inning. So Ellis with the swing. Sends one out to right field. Cooper tracks it just in front of the warning track for out number 1. So 1 out. It's a much better result than last time for Ellis, who hit the home run off of Gaston Christian. So they'll take that one. So 1 out. Alfonso up again. Alfonso working on a good day. 1 for 1, and with the double hit by a pitch, 2 runs scored. This is low there. Say Green sitting low 8s. That was 82 on the fastball. And Gaston Christian, very strong team, a lot of talent. But when it comes to pitching, it looks like Grace Christian may just have an edge when it comes to the velo arms. They are pretty dang deep, I've heard. Again, this is our first look at them. So falls behind 3-1 here. Again, low 8s on the fastball. Ooh, there's a 3-1 curveball. Nice pitch selection. Gets him to chase. So 3-2 now. Swing and a miss. Another thing I need to start thinking about is when do I need to run out and put another battery in that camera. So what's our 2-hour mark?
Reggie Marshall.
11:40, so at 1:40 essentially.
Yeah, 1:30.
Okay, what time are we at right now?
11:18.
1:18. All right, so I'll head out there in a minute. So Reggie Marshall. Reggie 1 for 2 at an RBI double, scored a run in that long second inning. Crooked number second inning. Say Bug Green, say if this ball finds the leather, that'll be the first 1-2-3 inning for Gaston Christian, and it is. So 1-2-3 inning, really needed that. Score right now again 9-3. Still some ball game here. So heading into the bottom of the 4th, it's gonna be Noah Cooper, Bug Green, and Cam Cobb to lead off. Oh boy. Well, a lot of offense in this game so far. Say we just moved that table back. We're getting a little bit more heat off of us. Latency, I'm going to say this. It's better than I thought it was going to be. My biggest fear when we got to the game today was battling all the technology because this place is ahead of the times. We were talking to the media director, Justin, and he was saying that they want to bring in TrackMan, but TrackMan's not at a point yet where they're ready to start selling to high school teams. TrackMan, come on, get out here. If you're gonna have one place to start a high school,
and they want to do it here, they have the ability to.
I'll say if there's one high school to do it at, it's this one because you got high 8s, low 9 arms. Data's so big right now in college recruiting. Now, do we need TrackMan at North Henderson? Do we need TrackMan at East Henderson? Do we need TrackMan at Tuscola? Not yet. But a school like this gets it together. They show high school coaches how to use the data, because that's the thing, is the upkeep. There's all the data transfers. That can be a very tough tool to work with. But Grace Christian, I think, would be the spot to basically do a trial run for high school. And yeah, we wanted to go down to Gaston Christian this year to watch a game. It was really important for us to get out and watch them. They're one of the top teams on our side of the state. But there's the rain out, and then there was, I think one of their games was smoked. Was the smoke when the fires were going on. They changed some things around. So we just couldn't quite get out to see them with the rescheduled games. But we're glad we're here. Gladly drove the 4 hours. I should say Hunter gladly drove the 4 hours.
We have a cool little time-lapse video from it. We put up one of the cameras and on the dash and got a 4-hour time-lapse condensed to 35 seconds. There's a high chop into the second baseman's glove, and he'll get him by a... Oh, no.
What'd he say?
He called him safe.
Did he? Oh, no, he's coming back.
5, Bud Green.
No. Just walk back to the bag. Golly. All right, guys. So, ground ball, you heard Hunter's calling. It looked like a routine play. Home plate umpire says he's off the bag. You have... that's not Green hitting. Who's that? You have Noah Cooper, who starts, just jogging back, thinking it was a routine out.
He was out.
Hunter's looking at the replay, saying he was out.
He was out by a step and a half, and
I was wondering if he was calling him like off the bag or something.
This is a very messed up call right here.
Yeah, Lowry's gonna lose his head here.
Yeah.
And again, it should just been an out. Again, we're watching the replay. I'm trying to see, does he come off the bag or something? Again, we're watching it one more time here. Ground ball to second. No reason to call him safe there.
And he went like this, very casually, and I was like, you saw the shock in my voice.
So, I don't know what's going on here on the replay. This is probably the most energy attributed to a routine play that I've ever seen in my life. I think he's out. He's just a ground ball to second, out. I don't know why they called him off. Poor Cooper. Noah Cooper's running around out there like a madman, has no idea what to do. He never made a move to second base. So
he thought he was out.
I'll say, just hypothetical here. If he calls him safe, even though he started walking back this way, the play's dead. He never made a move to second base, so you can't call him out on the base pass or nothing. Lowry's gonna get. He's gonna
get tossed there,
and he should, honestly. If this,
after a few of these calls
there
today,
is no reason to mess up this call.
Who knows if this stems from anything earlier on in the series yesterday? But
the worst call that could happen here would be if he called him safe and then called him out because he was wandering back. That would be the absolute worst call. Let's just say you screwed up the dang call and you called him safe. Never made a move to second, even though he's wandering and all. Just put him back on first. The right call should be the first base umpire right now just stepping up and being like, hey, look, he's out. I'm the guy to make the call. So I don't understand why we're here right now with this call.
You're here because the first base umpire made a brain fart moment. That's the only thing that could have happened.
So I'm gonna put it into my box. It's just GO43 for a ground out to second base. Bud Green is now your hitter with one out. Let's just pretend that never happened. Unbelievable.
Wake up, Ruth!
We're watching replay like these. Yeah, I'm close to it. No, that's the thing. It wasn't that bad call. I think he said
Ryan talking to patrons attending. Ground ball is shortstop. Let's see if first base umpire makes the right call here, and he does. Second out of the inning. I've never seen that's just the worst call ever. Like, I've seen some pretty bad calls in my time, but you're in the state championship of it, high school baseball, and you just have a brain fart. You can't have a brain fart.
It's not like the one over here where he slid into third and they just thought he got the play wrong. It's bang, bang. It's an action play.
It's
okay,
a
whatever.
Play you see how many times in baseball.
And he was out by a step and a half. The first you saw, the runner was just like, do. Yep, whatever.
You heard in my voice calling, I'm like, he's out. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, I thought you had a brain fart. I'm like, Hunter called him safe? Why? And then you were right. Cobb squares the bunt again. So he had the bunt single there in the second
I like that
inning.
play here with third baseman playing even with the bag. Now scoot up a little bit. Getting some toes on the grass.
So Cobb out in center field now. Started this game at the DH position. Swing and a miss. That was a fastball at the belly button there at about 90. Say Rope has found his groove, I think. He's really locked in. If he gets this out, that'll be... I'll say if he retires Cobb, that'll be 2 straight 1-2-3 innings. And honestly, since the first inning hit on Rowe, he's retired every single batter except for the Cobb single on the bunt. Swing, ground ball. Got to come get it. Third baseman cuts it off, spins, throws. Excellent play by Alfonsin. The big man looking like the ballerina step there to make a fine web gem. So every infielder gets a chance there. 4-3, 6-3, 5-3. That's 2 straight 1-2-3 innings.
Well, again, want to help support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge? Visit our Patreon at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywNC. The more financial support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge can earn, the more coverage of West North Carolina baseball we can bring you, including the College Tour Series, the High School Scout and Streaming Series, Legion coverage, weekly media content, highlight films, and more. Choose which tier is right for you at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywNC and stay connected to Baseball University across all the platforms. Like and subscribe on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram, and check out the website, www.baseballu.org. Appreciate you guys. Growing the follower count. Have we passed 5,000 on Twitter yet?
Yes. We're at like 5,015.
That's awesome. 5,000 mark. I know he was tracking that a lot.
That's big for us because Twitter is the college coaches. You know, X is for college coaches. Facebook's for the parents in the neighborhood. Instagram's for the kids. Instagram's my least favorite. I have no desire to go on there, but we got a good following, so we'll keep throwing stuff up there. Hunter, you're taking over play-by-play for a second. I'm going to go, or what's our time? So is it time to change the battery out there?
I'd say so, yeah.
All right, I'm going to go change our center field battery. Hunter's the man now. I was going to say, if you see Brian walking around, that'd be a good. I text him. See him. It'd be a good time for him to sit down with you.
One singles to right.
Now batting, number 24, Alex Pena.
Bear with me while I juggle a switcher, a computer, and keeping the book while also commentating. As that's a ball to Pena. I guess Ryan doesn't keep count of the counts in his book. It's interesting to note. Foul ball. Once with a modest lead. No call there. Now favor Pena. Could be a good time to hit and run here for the Crusaders. Try to add on to this 6-run lead. Ball driven to left. And no man's land. And LeFew makes the catch for the first
Now
out of the
number
inning.
27, Connor Howard.
I'm glad we had that angle so I could show you guys that. Call that a FO6. Ball in the dirt by Green there will send bunts up to second. Wild pitch will be the call. Getting the ball change out. Probably scuffed on the brick. Another pop fly near the infield. No infield flyer in effect because no one's forcing bunts as LeFew makes the second out of the 5th inning.
Now batting number 35, Nolan Harper.
Brings to the top of the order at Harper. 1 for 3 on the day with a single in his last at bat in the 3rd. Strikeout and a fly out to the left. Harper eager to swing here. Sophomore's got a lot of at-bats in his future. Ball way high. Back pick to second, but to no avail as Ryan's trying to jump the fence here in front of us.
All right, we're good there.
New cameras call for new that, and there's a wild pitch ball.
About 10 minutes left in this battery.
Ryan's saying there's good timing.
Now batting number 7, Matt Murchison.
Oh, man, that was a good workout.
You run?
Yeah, that's what
I
you
can
want to
tell.
call it.
Hey, it's running. Put no speed on a run. Yeah, you could definitely
Meandered. I was meandering quickly. That's probably the best
You
way
could
to put
definitely
it.
do one job or the other in this, but doing all this at once is just a lot of dead air.
Well, the thing about last year, I would actually run away from the laptop in the middle of an inning, run all the way to center field in like the 6th inning and change that battery. For you folks at home, we always put a scout camera in center field. It's not part of the broadcast. It's just good for me to go back and look at the pictures and just get a different angle. But we just sold off a couple of our cameras because we were using these Vixia Canons that were creating MTS files and not MP4. So we switched back to the Vixias that use the MP4. They're not waterproof. They're still a good camera. But they had the block batteries, and they only are good for about 180 minutes. So a game like this, you have to run out there and put a new one in. So looks like I didn't miss too much. Another bunch he hit. He's 3 for 3. And a couple flyouts and a walk. So what do we have, 1st and 2nd? Oh, I can finally figure out who Bunts' pinch runner is, too. It's number 2 out there, Wesley Cluis. There we go. So Cluis has been the one scoring all the runs when Bunsey makes it on base.
Green's a little wild in this top of the 5th.
What's that?
Green is a little wild.
What's green? Oh, bug green.
Bug.
Gotcha. I thought you were pointing to latency levels again. We have red and green.
Oh, yeah. No,
bars.
not the... No, I can't.
You say
keep it all
green, I usually get excited. Nice pitch by Green there. Hooks one around the corner for 69-mile-per-hour curveball. 3-2 count. That's one thing Green's done pretty well, I've noticed. He's throwing a lot of off-speed and fastball counts to try to keep these guys off balance. Nice block up there by Xander. And that's going to load the bases. So it is the pinch runner, Clueless at third, Harper at second, and Murchison we just saw take the walk, head down to first base. Luke Rope, he's working on an 0 for 3 out of that 3 spot, so he's due. 2 flyouts and a ground out. Oh, Lord. Gaston Christian got to start figuring this out. They've put up a 0 back in the 4th. They're going to have to put up a 0 again here in the 5th and get out of this one. Again, pretty good weather. Nice little breeze. You can see the flags are getting pushed around a little bit here and there. Nothing stiff out there for wind direction.
Now batting number 19, Luke Roop.
Oh, there's a gust. Nowhere to put him here. That's Roop. Now, how does this work in the state championship series? Is there a 10-run rule
That is a
in
great question.
private school state championship series? Because
not too much foreshadowing here. You know, like you said, there's nowhere to put them. You got to keep the ball down the zone. He's 0-2.
well, Roop's the winning run in that scenario.
I was going to say, does the game end?
Well, it wouldn't end.
They're
No, because they're the home team. But it would if they get 3 outs, if Roop's were to come around and score.
Interesting situation. I don't know here in a championship game. Uh-oh. So wild pitch bounces off the brick wall. That's going to allow the pinch runner Clueless to score. Everybody else moves up 1. Looked like Harper wanted to take home there for a second too. Coming around from second base. So they're out there for Roop. Going to Roop the Gamecock commit. So some good players come through Gaston Christian in the past. There's a few recent alumni that graduated. Let's see here. Cody Chapman was a graduate a couple years ago. Ended up at Coker College. Nathan Ledford at Anderson. Chase Stewart at Coker as well. Named Keanu Buentipo was a Central baseball player. I wonder if you knew Ryan Decker, potentially out there.
You got a grad year on it?
No. It just says North Carolina Central. No,
you got a birthday?
No years, nothing on there.
Well, I'll load him again. Green walks Roop, and Coach Lowry's coming out to assumingly make a pitching change to try to keep this under 10-run deficit.
7-run game right now. 11 hits on 10 runs on 11 hits for the Crusaders. 3 on 5 hits for the Eagles. 4 of those 5 hits came in that first inning for Gaston Christian. So got to get those bats going.
Yeah, these camera angles have been great today. Too bad camera 2 isn't working out too well. Want to go through the list. Camera 1's in the bottom left for you, behind home plate. Camera 2 above that, top left, getting the left field and the infield, kind of the one jumping right now. Camera 3 on the top right, getting right field, right side of the infield. Camera 4, top of the dugout, tripod, getting the alternate view of the batter.
Now let me ask you this, when you're showing them all that, can you tell if the heat is having any sort of effect on those?
I don't know. I just know there's high latency issues on 2, but I think that's just because how far away it is. I want to remind everyone, it is the 2024-2025 Baseball State Championships for the North Carolina Independent Schools Athletic Association. Game 2 of the 3-game series. Game 3, if necessary, will begin, I'd assume, 30 minutes after this game. That's typically what we see around 3 o'clock. But right now, it's looking like we're not going to need a Game 2. Or not going to need a Game 3, excuse me. As this game is not that far out of reach, but it's getting to that point.
Oh, boy. So, number 10. That's going to be Xander Sutton. Oh, man, what a long day for Xander. You catch the whole game, and then you got to come in and pitch. That's tough on a young athlete, but it's championship season, and sometimes you got to do drastic things. And if Coach Lowry thinks he's got the best chance to hold this score, you got to, because there may not be any more baseball after this. So we're hoping. We drove a long way, hoping to see a couple games potentially. We knew on the drive down that, you know, whoever won the first game, you know, when we saw Grace Christian won, we were like, all right, well, let's hope for Gaston to win the first one to make game 3 dramatics. You know, if Gaston would have won last night, you know, just for that Western North Carolina pride, we would have been happy if they had won that first one today as well. But we'll see what happens here. Stranger things have happened. We've had 14-inning games, walk-off grand slams in this playoffs. Anything can happen here. Just need a bloop, a couple bloops, a base hit, and a bomb. Oh, yeah, back to that Major League Baseball side of things. Nobody cares, but I'm an Orioles fan, unfortunately. Orioles decided to let go of Brandon Hyde today. It's unfortunate because he was there for that whole rebuild.
Now batting number 32, Caleb Ellis.
They hired Mike Elias in end of the 2018 season. They lost over 100 games. He rebuilds the whole system. Hyde was a manager through all that, won 100-some games back in 2003, 91 last year, 2 straight playoff appearances, but they were also swept in the playoffs. Elias did nothing to bring in pitching. He's completely ignored the money that their new owner said they could spend. I think he's trying to prove he's the smartest.
There's a drive.
Uh-oh.
Right center field.
That's going to
One
break
hops
things
the
open.
wall in the baseball. As that's a bases clearing double. Oh, no, it's not. Another
Bad
one.
call, but doesn't matter.
We'll have to look at this one, Ryan.
So we're going to give Ellis a double on the play. It looks like, going back here, it's Harper scores. Murchison scores. And then Rope is thrown out at the plate. I want to say that is – was the right fielder threw it or center fielder threw it in from home
We're about
plate?
to find out.
All right, watching the replay.
Center fielder, I think.
So it's 8. Is it all the way in the air? Or did they cut? Maybe he did.
Oh, I don't think so.
Think he's safe?
I think he's safe.
But it's closer than I thought it was. I will say that. It looks like that foot when he was sliding it, hanging up in the air, he may have tipped it. That's a hard angle. You can kind of see how he's looking at it, but out's the call. So is it straight from the center fielder or they cut it?
They cut it.
It's the
we'll
first
go back
baseman.
and look.
I think so. 8-3-2. I think he's out. Eight to 6-2.
Yeah, 8-6-2.
So 2 ribbies on the double by Ellis. That does crack it open a little bit. I know they wanted that third run. Well, that actually maybe is a hint too. That run scores there. He calls them safe. It's 13-3. Maybe they're looking at it like, hey, that's our 10 runs. So maybe there is a 10-run rule for playoffs. Yeah. Oh boy. So those runs on the hit were all on Green's line. I know Xander Sutton gave up the hit, but all those runners were put on by Green. I'd have to go back and look at the game changer to figure out the pitching lines. Again,
number 15,
I thought Davis started off this game really solid in that first inning. Seemed to attack, try to stay low in the zone. The 3 straight doubles in the second inning, followed by the home run by Murchison, really cracked it open to 6-3, and they just haven't looked back. 12-3 here in the bottom half of the 5th now. Roop out there for another inning of work. It's going to be a long, arduous comeback, but it's still possible. So we'll see here. Going to have to start off with Moore getting on base here out of the 9-hole and turn this lineup over and try to get something rolling here. Roop has retired the side in order the last 2 innings. Last hit in this ball game was the 2nd inning, the leadoff bunt single by Cobb, but since then he's retired 9 straight. Four of the Gaston Eagles' hits came in that first inning, 4 of the 5. Nice swing. He puts a single up the middle there out of the 9-hole. So doesn't try to do too much and just serves that 91-mile-per-hour fastball right back up the middle. It's going to be Logan Davis working on a 1-for-2 evening.
I want to congratulate the Burlington Christian Academy team for winning the NCISAA 2A baseball championship today. They won game 1 last night, 2-1. And then today they won 12-2 over Freedom Christian Academy. So big congratulations to them.
Any finals out of the 4A? I think Wesleyan beat Metrolina last night.
Don't think we have a – do we have a final? No, I have a final out of 1A. They're playing next week. And then in 4A,
it's Metrolina,
in
Wesleyan.
Progress.
Yeah,
no
Wesleyan
score
won last
updates.
night.
If anyone's got a score update, Wesleyan won that one 9-4 in 9 innings.
Yep, those are 2 really good teams.
So if anyone's got a score on that, drop that in the chat, please. That'd be greatly appreciated. I want to shout out our independent schools.
Again, the only 2 losses that Gaston Christian took on the season were from Metrolina, who's in that 4A championship. Grace Christian, that'd be a fun game to see Grace Christian play, like a Charlotte Christian or a Metrolina or Wesleyan.
I don't understand how they determine classification size between these schools.
It's similar to public schools, just enrollment. Like Christ School, for example, is considered a 4A, but since Christ School is an all-men's boarding school, they multiply the population by 2.
Yeah, I just think they should multiply it. If it's for girls and boys, then count the girl population, count the boy population. They do in private?
Yes,
okay.
That's the population.
So you could be different.
Yes. But for Christ School, like I said, the men's boarding schools, they just multiply by 2 since they don't have the female enrollment.
So could a co-ed private school have a girls team be 2A and a boys team be 3A if the numbers are skewed, or is it just total? It's total numbers. Well, they should edit that, and I think they should edit that in high school. But normally in high school, it's usually about 50-50. But there are some areas where it's not. But definitely private school, because I feel like you'd have a private school situation where, dang, our fans blowing. Doesn't walk. Eagles got a rally going here.
Here we go now.
Bottom of the 5th. Get something going here. 9 runs ain't nothing for the Eagles. Merle LaFew up.
Merle LaFew.
Got that Fernando Gonzalez walk-up song. Only ball knowers know that.
Yeah, I don't know where Mer's from, but I feel like that sounds like a French name, Merle LaFew. Say Mer is 1 for 2. Had that single in the first inning, scored that run. Say Mer LaFew, number 23.
Well, on the other side of your Orioles debate, the Braves are 1 game above 500.
Yeah, same. They've been playing good. Say Mer heading off to University of Central Florida. I know we saw, was it Patrick Blee, I think the name was, at South Iredell when we did their game. He's a junior, but he's also committed to UCF. It's good to see Florida schools interested in our area because usually Florida doesn't have to recruit outside of Florida. So
Florida schools will have to recruit.
Now UCF, that's near the Orlando area, I believe. See if they can turn it here. Not enough gas on that grounder. It's going to be a fielder's choice.
Yeah, Braves up in Boston for a 2-game knock with the Red Sox won last night by a score of 4-2. No, it's a 3-game series. Excuse me. I forgot with the new scheduling changes, we get 3 games in Boston now instead of 2. They're there all weekend. They're on Fox tonight. Yeah, let's get this game over with. Let's go home. Let's go watch the Braves and the Red Sox at 7:15 on Big Fox. Maybe John Schmaltz will be on the call.
I'm going to change my alliance, I guess. These Orioles are boring to watch this year.
We'll see. I was hoping to attend the All-Star game this year, but my Lord, the tickets are way too expensive, and I can't justify that.
Yeah.
When the Braves are only going to have one All-Star more than likely, who's going to get voted in? And you're going to get the one minimum. You might get a pitcher, but what pitcher are we getting? Is Schwellenbach going to be an All-Star? No. Spencer Strider's hurt. Ronald Acuna's hurt. No one else is hitting. Michael Harris is not going to get voted in over other NL outfielders.
Chris Sale?
No.
Not having a good year? No? Dang.
6? Is it 6 ERA, I think? Something like that. So not.
It'd still be like second best on the Orioles.
Yeah,
dude,
we got rid of Charlie for you.
I was just saying, I do feel bad for Hyde. You know, it's got to be a lot of stress on your person. You know, you're seeing people drag your name through the mud in the media, on the Twitter pages. There's another double play chance. Let's see if they turn it this time.
6 and 3.
Nice play there in the middle by Marshall and Harper. Just looked very smooth. 4 to 6 to 3. Man, Roop is rolling after that first inning. So, and again, it hasn't really been like K heavy. He had the 2 Ks to end the first inning, but he's only picked up 1 since then. It's been off the barrel contact, and that's what I like to see is when you're throwing low 90s, not thinking you got to strike everybody out. You just know when you're overmatched in the batter, you mix enough to get off the barrel contact, save your pitch count a little bit. But heading into the top of the 6th here, Grace Christian's going to be sending Alphonso, Marshall, and Bunce up to the plate. Bunce ain't bunted at all. He's 3 for 3. Marshall working on that 1 for 3 day, had that double in the first inning. Alphonso also 1 for 3.
It's not a 6. It's a 3-6. That's what I was thinking of. Sales ERA. Schwellenbach's got 3.3. Braves is just Johnny Holstaff this year. And Riley's got the best average at 280, so that's a shame because I was looking forward to hopefully Ozuna hits in the home run derby, but it's like $500 to attend the home run derby and $500 to attend the All-Star game. I just can't justify that. I'll wait for another 20 years when they go back to Atlanta in another stadium, and I'll just save up for then. Don't have the funds this year. Not for one game.
Oh, save it, brother.
Now, I was talking to my Braves friends in a group chat, and I was saying there's no point in spending the money to go to the All-Star game where you could just take that money you'd spend, or half of it, put it in an investment fund, and when Game 7 of the World Series rolls back around for the Braves, you'll be able to afford it. And what means more, the World Series or the All-Star game? All-Star game essentially means nothing now. You literally play for nothing. I'll be interested to see the ratings this year on the All-Star game. Because MLB has been pushing the Dodgers like nobody's business on social media. And I know they employ you and don't pay you.
I wish.
But I'm sorry, I cannot stand the Dodgers. I love Freddie Freeman. But
I mean, I feel like they're kind of in the same place as the Orioles a little bit. It's just so data heavy, and I get it. It's so important. It is. But what do you do with it? You know, I feel like sometimes they're employing all these young front office types that are just punching numbers, but it's like, where's it going?
Well, you know, that's my dream is to like go work and
and there's value in it, but it's also.
I tell people all the time, I'm like, look, I want to be Moneyball. I want to be Peter Brand. I want to be what like guys like Alex Anthopoulos do, and I don't know who's the Dodgers GM.
It's not Friedman, is it?
Is it Friedman? I don't know, but I want to be like those guys where you take data and you really dive into some of these, JUCO, NAIA guys. Like you go find these people because you're always going to have the SEC, ACC guys. But right now, people are too focused on that.
Yep. Oh, bounces over the Starlink. How about that?
People are too focused on that where you need to look at
data's important, but you got to learn how to use it to build your repertoire. You still got to have dog in you, too. I I've seen so many good arms.
You got to have the perfect mix, and I always say I'm the perfect mix. Is we got a ground ball to short here, and we'll field that for the first out. You got to be a good mix of money ball and trouble with the curve, and I think I've got a good mix of
number 4,
Peter Brand in me, and I got a good mix of Clint Eastwood in me. So
I was watching that Big Ten game last night, UCLA and Northwestern. It's just, I mean, they're good ball players. I'm not taking anything away from them Power 4 guys, but
there's a difference in that game and SEC and ACC.
Right, but I'm also just, there's a swing by Marshall, flicks one foul. I just feel like I'm seeing guys at the JUCO level and some of the D2 levels that have the same physicality, the same baseball mentality. So I do feel like we're missing a few guys. There's just not enough spots anymore with only, the minor leagues getting cut in half and 20 rounds of the draft. And there's definitely a lot of guys getting missed. And the way that they're making tough decisions is narrowing it down to the data. And that's where I think there are going to be people getting missed, because you just never know when someone's about to turn a corner, or the data doesn't tell the full story of the ceiling or the development of where it's going. And I get that money ball thing. Like Billy Beane, I always loved how when he talked about his style of building a front off or building a team, he used himself to criticize, right? He's like, I got drafted because I was such a good athlete, but I sucked at baseball. That's basically, if you ever read Moneyball, it's what he's saying. He said, I was better, an elite athlete, but when it came down to playing baseball, just didn't have it.
Horrible baseball player.
Yeah. And so that's where the Moneyball, like, does it get on base? Like, if you get on base more, you win more,
Well, they're not even focused on simple things like that, where it's like
spin rates and
you're
horizontal
buying,
break.
they don't care about buying wins anymore. They care about the metrics that these guys have, and they don't see that some of those guys who fit in the 98, 97 percentile might not be producing wins or runs.
Yep.
And that's how you win games.
Yep. And the other thing too, like, just to give you an example, watch an Oriole game, right? They're so data driven. That's the whole controversy at the Orioles right now, is that they're almost like not human. They're too cold. Everything's data, right? Don't know where that one was.
Not in the zone, apparently.
But when you start breaking down, that ball, ooh, it's going to stay fair. It's going to bounce once into the glove of the first baseman. Kimbrell over there steps on for, no, is that Sutton? We're switching around again there. Who's that?
Now batting
first?
Number 23, Ethan Bunce.
No, that was Kimbrell on the play. Ethan Bunce working on 3-for-3 day. Big swing there. Oh, my. He was trying to send that one to the next county. Send that one back to the mountains for us to find later. So Ethan Bunce working on 3-for-3 day. Double, single. Double in the second, single in the third, single in the fifth. Came around to score on each one. I should say his pinch runner did. It's courtesy runner. Yes, he did.
He did.
Strike 3. So that's the first 1-2-3 inning since the fourth for them. So that's the funny part here is the first, the fourth, and the sixth inning were like flawless pitching innings. It's the second, third, and the fifth where all the crooked numbers were. Well, still a 9-run ball game, so we're going to keep playing baseball here. Heading into the bottom of the sixth, it's going to be Rowe, Kimbrell, and Cooper. I was making a point earlier, and I can't remember what it was. It was something about data there. You remember where I finished off there for?
I think you were talking about how the Orioles just look like they're dead robots walking around out there, and they're just like going through the motions to secure the numbers. And yeah, some of their numbers are good, but they're not playing like a team. They're not playing emotionally. They're not playing how the game of baseball is meant to be played.
Yep.
Like the ebbs and flows of a baseball game are just so like.
I remember now. So I'm watching the game the other night. Ben McDonald. We're talking about Ben McDonald, one of the best college baseball announcers right now. Just knows his stuff. He's the Orioles announcer as well. This is where I get frustrated as an Oriole fan. They'll be bragging on their guys all the time. Like, this guy has elite spin rate or this or that. And they're calling a game. I forget who's pitching. And they're like, this pitcher for the Orioles has the second top spin rate on the slider of all the pitchers on the team. Next pitch, that spin rate slider is right down the freaking middle and gets blasted for a home run. So it's like, does it matter if you can't locate? Does it matter if you're falling behind 2-0, 3-1 on all your batters? I think that's where D1's in trouble right now. Like, I have not been impressed with a lot of college pitching the last couple of years. Paul Skeens is the exception, but
Chase Hollander, Tennessee.
But just having stuff, right? The Greg Maddux type mentality.
Oh, dude, nobody recently. Like, you look at the last 5 years of college baseball, it just bombs after bombs after bombs. Like, to be biased, Wes Johnson, a pitching coach at LSU, Coach Skeens, and he got hired by Josh Brooks of Georgia to rebuild the team. And what was our flaw every year? It was pitching. We had some great hitters, but we never had the pitching to get through the SEC tournament or get through a regional. Yep. We always lost in the regionals. We won one regional under Scott Strickland. Wes Johnson comes in. What do? We hit bombs. He recruits the guys out of the portal to hit bombs. Our pitching is just he's a pitching coach, for crying out loud. That just shows you that they are not focusing on the things they should be focusing on at the second level.
Yeah. Just Carter Rowe here to lead off the sixth. Carter had a single there in the first inning. He's 1 for 2 this evening. Ooh, nice off speed there, 80 mile per hour on the spinner. So he falls behind quickly 0-2. So go ahead and throw that pitch again, just bury it. Nope, went back to the heat. 90 miles per hour on the edge. Gets him swinging. Kimbrell 0 for 2.
Now batting
first baseman.
Jack Kimbrell.
But yeah, if we go to NCAA leaders, I'm going to go ahead and pull that up.
So they got hats off to Roop after that first inning. And, you know, probably more hats off to Wooten and the coaching staff for bringing them in and just telling the guys, hey, you know we're going to swing it. Just let that be the only 3 you give them. That's what's happened here. Roop's been about 90, or I'd say 89, 91. I saw a 92 up there earlier, but I'm going to say he's sitting 89, 91, touch 92 today. And the thing, I look at Roop, and again, maybe you see it, maybe you don't, but it's like big, natural, gifted body. But I also see a body that can get a lot tighter. Like this body looks like it could hold about 25, 30 pounds more weight and can clean a couple things up on the delivery. We saw in that first inning, body control, he's yanking everything left, fastball down and away, down and away.
Now batting number 8, Noah Cooper.
Off speed's been pretty good. I've seen it anywhere, probably a curveball slider mix he's got in there. I've seen anywhere from about 75 to 81, 82.
Looking at the home run leaders for Division I. Dogs are on top. 130 bombs in 55 games. It's an average of 2.36 home runs a game. They were in the top 2 last year as well. As we got a single up the middle.
It's Noah Cooper. 1 for 3 on the day now.
But then if you go to ERA, because Mr. Wes Johnson is a pitching coach.
Now batting number 5, Bug Green.
Not even top 50.
What's
Georgia's
the best team in ERA?
Team ERA, Northeastern, 2.99.
Northeastern? Golly. That's small school D1 up there. It's academic D1. It's good baseball.
They're going to be in a regional this year. Now, the team who I suspect is going to make a run, and I know I probably said this a lot in my fandom, but Coach Wooten's alma mater, North Carolina Tar Heels this year. They've always missed on one thing. They missed on it when he played in the College World Series multiple times, even though he was one, is the pitching. They just didn't have it. And looking at it right now, 3.40 team ERA for 4th in the country.
I'd say a lot of those leaders are more from your smaller school D1s, except for North Carolina.
And North Carolina is at 4, Texas is at 6, Tennessee's at 8, LSU's at 10. Those are going to be teams that are going to make the College World Series. I'm going to just tell you that right now.
I do wonder if Roop's pitching count is going to let him finish this game, because that first inning was a toll. So 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I'd say he's got to be close to 90 pitches. Been really impressed with him since that first inning. Say that hit by Cooper was the first. Well, no. Moore had the hit there in the 5th as well. 7 hits total on the day, 4 of them in that first inning. Say Bug Green. Been all over the field today. Third base pitching. Back out there in the field now. Say Green tries to stay behind one, but fouls it off to the right side. Again, luckily, I will say, for the umpire's sake, Grace Christian has just swung the bat today. It's not going to come down to a call, but man, did we see some calls in this game today. So,
not a high-level one, if you ask me.
Well, it's one of those weird games as an umpire. Strike three. That was a slider that stayed up, but he chased it anyway, so strikes out the side. I was going to say, for the most part, the calls, it's either been fine, everything's good, or the worst call ever.
Strikeout of the season. Phenomenal milestone. Congratulations, Luke.
Wow.
Incredible performance this year.
So Luke Roop, you just heard it, had his 100th strikeout of the season. Up in the mountains, we usually see pitchers celebrating their 100th career strikeout. But Roop, 100 this year, that tells me that if he's been pitching varsity since maybe sophomore year, he's probably got over 200 Ks for a career.
Well, that's 30 games.
Yeah. Well, he's not pitching 30 games.
Yeah, but that's 3 strikeouts a game on average. So if he's pitching every 3 games,
let me see. I think
that's
they have
9 strikeouts a game on average.
Let me see if they got their stats up on Max Prep.
I'd like to know how many of those, because if he's pitched 10 games this year, that's an average of 10 strikeouts a game. That's crazy.
All right, let's see their stat board here. That is funny. We were talking. They don't have a conference. They're out here in the middle of nowhere. I guess they just don't have anybody to play for private school. All right, player stats, pitching. Let's go innings pitched. So Luke Roop, 56.1 innings plus 6 today. So he's at 62 innings, 100 Ks and 62 in the third innings. So he's averaging a lot of Ks. He only gave up 31 hits in 56 innings, only walked 18 in those 56 innings. And again, I'm not adding the 6 innings for today. So he's at 62.1. But boy, oh boy, what a career for Roop.
It's an average of 11 per game.
Oh boy.
There's a drive, deep left field. And Alex Pena says, see you later. Absolute laser beam to the left of the scoreboard.
Question.
Alex Pena coming to celebrate with his team, where the Crusaders are more than likely.
Oh, what do you know? They do the same old dang celebration everybody in America is doing. At first, I thought that was a walk-off, but I forgot they're not the home team. So, yes, we're playing all 7.
To write that down in the highlights.
Yep.
Wasn't my best call, but I'll take it.
Alex Pena.
Yeah, this whole home team away team thing is kind of making me go crazy.
Connor Howard.
Say Pena again. He's the young man we were talking about in the beginning of the broadcast from Dominican Republic. When he came here, didn't know a word of English, worked his butt off, was assimilated. You wouldn't even know it. He gets along with that team so well out here. And I don't know where he's going to play baseball. Let me look that up real quick, see if he's committed anywhere, because he is a senior.
You big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will rock you. We will.
Ground ball short. Throws a little high, but nice play by the first baseman, Kimbrell, to come down with it. Not seeing any commitments for Alex Pena. Man, I'll tell you, whoever's watching this game, like I said, I think he's a senior.
Now batting number 2, Wesley Lewis.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on Alex Pena commit. So again, anybody out there, he's a senior. My God, that kid can play some ball. So we'll see where he ends up. Maybe he's a JUCO guy. But yeah, someone needs to get on. Recruiting him. So pinch hitter here at the top of the lineup. It's going to be number 2, Wesley Clueless. He was the pinch runner for bunts today.
He'll poke one in the center.
Yes, he will. So pinch hit, single for Clueless. Ends the day for Harper.
Center fielder number
Harper
7.
was 1 for 3 with a single walk and a run scored. Murchison to the plate. Murchison 2 for 2 with a single home run and 2 walks. He's absolutely killing it today. Strike on the outside corner. Yeah, I'm looking here. He's not signed. So, yeah, somebody get on Alex Pena. Kid can play some ball. All right, so Xander Sutton's still out there. Long day for him. Hit that home run in the first, but caught a whole game before getting up on that mound. So Murchison, your center fielder's made some nice plays out there today, too. Had that absolute bomb. Almost hit our camera?
I think it did.
Did hit our camera? Oh, to move it?
It moved it. Let's see if it hit it. Well, y'all are gonna have an interesting look, or we might have to go change that. We will.
So if you want to scoot over there and fix it in between innings. I might just hit the net next to it. We'll see. We went 30 games without having a broken camera, so maybe that's the shocker thing we walk away with today.
After this full count, I'll grab over there.
Hot fly. It might be coming over towards us. Nope. Catcher's got a read on it. Nope. It falls in front of its Cobb there behind the plate now. So Gaston Christian moving some folks around. Again, it's Murchison up the plate. 1 out. Pena hit the leadoff home run. Ground ball by Howard. Single by Clueless. Oh, hits him square in the back. Hit by pitch. Get on down to first base there, Mr. Murchison. He's had a good game. He's reached base every single time up. I'm sure he didn't want to reach it via hit by pitch, but he'll take it. It's going to bring number 19, Luke Rope, up again. Luke's had just the lone walk, 0 for 3, but he's done his job up on the bump. Very impressed with the
now
senior
number 19,
Gamecock
Luke
commit.
Roop.
No damage?
No damage.
All right, here's your
Hope not. I didn't check for damage. I just moved it.
Roop rips one foul. That one's hiding in the grass over there. See if you can find that. So again, better day than I thought with the tech, I will say, though. Knock on wood. I didn't know how it was going to be at such a great place with such great tech. It's going double play. Oh, no, it isn't. Oh, what a shame. So that's LeFew. Had a tailor-made take yourself double play. Stepped on second for 1, but unfortunately his throw goes wide at first base. So he's going to reach.
Now batting number 32, Caleb Ellis.
So Harper able to come, or excuse me, Cluess able to come around and score on that one.
Good day for the iPad, though, so I guess that's why the other tech's not working, because the iPad is.
Well, the heat's staying off it. These phones have been blasted with mid-afternoon heat. So it's Kimbrell over. He's able to make that catch. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning.
I want to thank our playoff sponsor one more time, Rounders Hat Company. We appreciate them so much for bringing us out here to Sanford to watch.
Did you tell them about their social media?
Yeah, I got all their Facebook,
cool.
Email, website, phone number. I think they're also on Instagram as well, at Rounders Hat Co. Go check them out. It's all on his Facebook, so definitely go check them out. Grab you a rounder.
I mean, my thing is, like, just thinking as a parent, Christmas time, like, those are stocking stuffers. Good golly. And then birthdays. It might be something too for like team deals. Let's say like you got a little league team, and y'all got the snapbacks. Everybody get a Rounders insert. Again, just give them a holler and see what they can do for you. I think they're on to something there. I was hoping Brian would come stop in. I texted him during the 4th inning to come stop by and talk a little bit because I wanted to hear the creation story of Rounders. Like, I have a feeling there's something behind it. Like your kids were goofing around or, stuck something in their hat. But pretty genius idea to use that open space. And again, their big claim to fame is like keeping that sweaty forehead out of sight. So again, Rounders Hat Company, we appreciate y'all. Last chance here for your Gaston Christian Eagles. And they're going to go ahead and send Roop out. This is the last game of the year. His pitch count's still under the 105. They're saying, go ahead and finish it, son. This is your game. There's no games after this one. Although a 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A, like that'd be kind of fun. See like everybody do an exhibition like of the public and private schools off like a final 8 or something.
Maybe we invite Coach Wooten and the Crusaders down to our inaugural baseball university tournament if we ever get that going.
Maybe. My feeling is they probably already got something set up halfway across the country, an elite national tournament. However, we could be the next national elite tournament if we get that thing rolling. So Cam Cobb, 1 for 2 with the single. Cam's been all around the field today. Started as the DH, went to center field, and I think he's behind the plate right now. So Cobb going to take strike 1, 90 miles per hour. So that's another thing I like to see from a pitcher is holding the velo late in the game. Hasn't dropped. He's been at that 89 to 91, touching 92 all game. Cobb up the middle, hits his second single of the game. So a little bit of life here for the Eagles. Cobb potentially finishing the day on a 2 for 3 note.
Now batting number 15, Jaden Moore.
Jaden Moore, 1 for 2 on the evening. Hit a single his last AB. Stranger things have happened. We'll see what happens. You just got to keep rolling it along. Like, the scenario here would be Roop gets a little too tired. They pull him. They bring in a pitcher that maybe struggles with command, not thinking he was going to have to pitch. See if you can get something rolling.
So running any dumb outs?
Ball out. Good take. There's a strike. Goes the curveball. So 1-1. Give him a change up here. Nope, goes back to the heat, 91. Ooh, where'd that miss? Maybe up?
Yeah. 91 into 7's crazy.
Yep. Interesting arm. Again, this is where the qualitative comes in. I'm sure I could dive in all the stats and the data on this kid, but but this is a championship game where he fell behind 3-0 and he just put up 0 cents. 6 straight zeros. So 5 now. We'll see if it's 6, but it's just that has value too. You got to start thinking like, who's going to win that big game for my college team, right? If we're truly in a conference championship, I need not only numbers, I need dogs that have been there before.
Well, ever since that 3 spot, he's had given up 4 hits. And one of those was just now. So he gave up 3 hits and 5 innings of work. He faced a minimum through those 5 innings? Well, no, obviously
God,
didn't.
no.
No.
Yeah. No, he just kept rolling. Second inning, Cobb had the bunt single, then he retired the side in order, retired the side in the third, retired the side in the fourth. Single, walk, then the double play in the fifth. Faces 4.
Oh! That's a tough way to get 2 outs there. You hate to see that.
Yeah.
Well, that was on the ground.
Logan Davis.
Oh!
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I think he was on the. Yeah, it wasn't a line drive.
Just seeing the way he fielded that, I just thought it was caught. Excuse me. I blame the pesky pole. The pesky pole. Logan Davis up for the Eagles. Got to get 11. Keep it going.
Oh, no, maybe you're right. Maybe he was doubled off because he was.
No, he's on second.
No, that's Cobb. Cobb hit the single, and then Moore walked. He was at first base. Oh, wait, no. That was Moore that hit that.
No.
Okay. I thought he walked.
Nope.
They send him back? Was the count wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a dummy. I don't know what I'm doing here. Don't listen to Coach.
I'm telling you, dude, keeping up with a book is stressful enough. Imagine, talking about it and doing switcher and tech and going to your camera.
One of these days, we'll get that third person involved.
I am one of the few people under the age of 60 who keep a book at baseball games I go to. Go to Braves game, keep the book. Go to Georgia game,
I love keeping a book.
I love keeping a book at a game.
It's just when I'm looking down, I'm trying to figure something out, and all of a sudden I hear that.
Now, keeping a book for work is a whole different story.
Davis, line drive. Well, I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
I was going to say there, I don't know if that's Howard still at first base, but it's like he made his move to first when he could have probably taken a step to the right and caught it.
Now batting number 23, Murr LeFew.
So it's in the book as a single.
The UCF Knight and LeFew coming to the plate.
So Cobb at third now. First and third situation with Mayor LeFew, the UCF commit. Coach going to take a walk out to the mound, and this is what I was telling you. If you can force him out, even in a 14-3 game, maybe you get a pitcher in who can't find the zone, walks 3-4 in a row, just kind of gives you some life. Nah, he wants his senior to finish it, so Coach Bluton back into the dugout. Say both these teams very deserving to be here. Never had a chance to play in a high school championship or a college championship game. We did make it one year when I was playing in the South Penn League, semi-pro ball in my 20s. We played New Oxford in the finals. Jim Tracy was the pitcher in that game, former Braves minor leaguers, a bunch of ex-college, high school pro players in our area, and he was still high eights, and we lost that 3-game series in 3 games. But to be here, you know, you're learning lessons, win or lose, about life. Because it's just a long, arduous season that probably goes back years. You know, the accumulation of just years of prep to get this far. With a 14-3 lead out there, it looks like your Grace Crusaders, Grace Christian Crusaders, are set to take their 2nd straight state championship. But Roop's going to have to find the zone first, 1-1. Still sitting 90. First and third situation here for Gaston. Here's the pitch. LeFew takes one in the dirt, backhanded there by the catcher.
I anticipate Coach Lowry will have his guys not running at all. Do not want to run into a dumb out where you're down big and you need every base runner possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. There you go.
Getting away. Say Cobb is going to go ahead and walk in from third. Davis up to second on the wild pitch. All right, so 10-run ball game here, 14-4. His first run allowed since that first inning. 1 out. I wonder if Roop's going to be able to finish this ball game. We'll see. 3-1 count here.
NCISAA have the same pitch count rules as the NCHSAA.
Yes. Yep.
I have ball 4.
I give him one more batter.
Now batting number 10, Xander Sutton.
Like, if he gets Sutton, keep him rolling, but this is probably the last batter I'm letting him face if he can't retire Sutton. Carter Rowe on deck. So Sutton had that big, loud home run, that 3-run home run in the first inning, grounded out in the third, and had that double play ground ball in the 5th.
LeFew's UCF Knights are up 11-4 on Baylor in the 6th. Had to check in on the Georgia and the Chapel Hill scores for my sanity, not yours.
Is this the last week of play for D1?
Today's the last day in most conferences. Conference tournaments for the Power 4 starting next Tuesday. Excited to sit there and watch the new
endless baseball
and the new formats, because the ACC and the SEC are straight shot 16-team single elimination brackets all the way through.
It's got to take them out now. Second visit. Yep, they're going to call in the right fielder. Is that Cody Ellis or Caleb Ellis? Yep, that's going to be Caleb Ellis, a sophomore coming in. Caleb, I want to say, was the number 2 behind Roop most of the year. He had a lot of innings accumulated. Big moment here, too, is his last high school outing. So a lot of hugs on the mound. You don't realize it until it's over. It's just right there in front of you. It's like there's no more high school baseball. So big moment for Roop coming off, celebrated by his teammates. A lot of hugs, a lot of fans standing in the crowd. They've been here with him for 4 years, seeing him grow. I think Coach Wooten would have preferred to have him finish the game, but sometimes you got to protect that arm too. Pitch count's getting up there with 1 out and 2 runners on. I'm sure Coach Wooten just wants a fresh look, see if he can motor through these final 2 outs of the game. Well, as Ellis goes ahead and gets his warm-up pitches here again, I want to thank Rounders Hat Company. Huge thank you for them stepping up and bringing us down to Sanford. Funded the trip, put the sponsorship money down. We were a little disappointed when we couldn't find a game to cover in the first half of the week. So when we called Gaston and just said, hey, look, we've been trying to see y'all all year. And Rounders said, well, let's get you down here. That's why we're here, so we appreciate the heck out of them. Next week, would there be anything to cover? East Rutherford, unfortunately, has an NFHS network. I can call Coach Reynolds and see if I can talk him into taking that stream down to let us get down there. TC Robertson is Buncombe County, so that's a no.
Game 2's a no.
What, you want to travel all the way to Cuthbertson? I bet you Cuthbertson has an NFHS network, especially this late in the game.
Call them.
Could, but
do game 1 and game 3 because it'll be a 3-game series.
I mean, I'd love to see it, but I hate to say it. That's going to be a hard one to find some money for sponsors. So we'd have to get back on the horn and see what company wants to send us down to watch that. Unfortunately, we don't get a lot of communication out of the Buncombe County area, so we'll see. That would be a fun one to watch the three-peat. Big fan of Micah Simpson, Lorenzo Lyles, some good humans on that team that we've had the joy to work with a little bit. Dylan Odom, Caden Davison, good ball player. Parham, Swangham, some good names in that Rams dugout. Xander Sutton now trying to keep this thing alive for Gaston Christian. Say the
Eagle faithful aren't happy.
They're ready to find a reason to. And again, unfortunately for Grace, they played so well that you can't blame this one on the umpires.
No.
But when you're feeling down and you're upset, it's easy to look for an easy target here, and that umpire's made himself a pretty easy target with some of the calls he's made today. So, it is what it is. Ellis, again, a sophomore.
Kudos to the home plate umpire, though. He was listening to Coach Lowry chirp and taking it like a champ.
He did.
Coach Lowry justified as well, though, because if I was in Lowry's shoes, I would be as angry.
Well, the funny thing is, like, if you were to do, like, a umpire scorecard, it probably doesn't get that bad of a
Not on the strike zone today.
Just on the overall performance.
Yeah,
but there was 2 calls today,
96%.
maybe 2 or 3 calls that were just absolutely wild. The one
Well, it's
on
not
the
even
routine
him,
ground ball,
too.
yeah.
The first baseman had, it's the whole crew.
Yeah.
Second base umpire's been marvelous today. You haven't heard from him, and that's how you know you're a good umpire when you haven't heard. Like, oh, there's a guy out there?
84 on the gun there from Ellis. Gotta like that from your sophomore. Mid-8s fastball. Again, he ain't even necessarily prepped yet, so I was looking on his Twitter page. He has some high 8s, low 9s listed, but that's a player's Twitter page. You always got to erase about subtract about 5 or 6 miles per hour to see what they're really sitting in the game. I'm not saying he can't throw that hard, but there's a difference between sitting that during the stretch of a real game and just loading up in the bullpen and closing your eyes and seeing where it goes. Eagles catching up on the hit lead, 14-9 on hits. Unfortunately, scores 14-4, 10 runs. 10 runs that the Eagles got to find here if they're going to come back in this final inning.
Will the Crusader faithful be chirping at that one?
Yeah, I don't know where that one missed, but Xander Sutton
Now
heading down to
number
first
14,
base.
Carter Rowe.
Something we
Ball
like to call a makeup call in the business.
What are you making up?
Where that ball was.
Rowe, 1 for 3, had that first inning single. He struck out in his last 2 ABs. Fouls went off into the parking lot here.
Not the Jeep. I get my windshield fixed a week and a half. Finally. Oh,
So
2.4 gigahertz.
Base is loaded here. Swing and a miss. So quick 0-2 count on that 87-mile-per-hour heat from Ellis. So second batter faced by Ellis. Walked the first one. Man, I don't know. I feel like the umpires just kind of forgot he's calling strikes here. So 1-2 count.
We're on a
missing
ball
just
run.
outside. And again, I ain't got a view. I'm off here at third base, so that could be 4 inches outside for all I know. Foul ball.
That's hitting the Jeep.
86 miles per hour on that fastball.
Matthew Kaminsky in the building? Question mark.
So 6 1/3 worked by Roop. So Roop collected 6 Ks on the game. Allowed the 9 hits. Four runs, 3 earned, because I think a wild pitch counts as an unearned run. So 4 runs, 3 earned for Roop. He was about 89 and 91 all game, touched 92. The thing I liked about Roop is he held the velo. Dying quail out center. It's hauled in and fired home, so no one will advance. So the Eagles are down to their final out of the season. Jack Kimbrell, the senior heading to Erskine next year, comes up. He's working on an 0 for 3 right now. He struck out twice today, flew out to right field
now
as well.
Now batting number 24, Jack Kimbrell.
So 1 run in here in the 7th. Kimbrell trying to keep the season alive here. Not a save situation.
Oh.
Just mop-up work here. It would be 2/3 of an inning worked if Ellis is able to finish this game. Swing and a miss. There it is, strike 2.
They're itching to get out of the
88 on the
dugout.
gun.
Or the Crusaders.
So picking up velo is Cody Ellis, or excuse me, Caleb Ellis, sorry. So Caleb Ellis could be the final pitch of the season. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ellis ends it, and there is your championship celebration. Congratulations to those G-boys. They earned it. A long, well-fought season for Gaston Christian.
Crusaders win.
Gaston Christian is your 3A runner-up. No reason to feel down, though. I mean, that's a heck of a season. A long, long, arduous season comes to an end. And that championship trophy being brought out here to be presented to those Grace Christian Crusaders. I'll let it calm down for a minute. We'll come back with some box scores here for you in just a minute.
We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? It's
Well, again, congratulations. We like to see this at the end. Just good handshakes, some good respect for each other. Very good baseball teams here in front of us. Looking through the box scores, again, Logan Davis had a great first inning there. Tried to get the tone set pitching-wise. He's the losing pitcher this evening. But at the plate, 2 for 4. Single and a run scored. Murr LaFleur was 1 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. Xander Sutton had the big swing there for the Eagles, 1 for 3 at that 3-run home run and a walk. Carter Rowe, 1 for 4. Kimbrell, 0 for 4. Noah Cooper was 1 for 3. Bud Green, 0 for 3. Cam Cobb, 2 for 3. And Jaden Moore, 1 for 3. Again, Davis, your starting pitcher, got hit a little bit. Sat mid-eighths there in the beginning. Green came in, Sutton came in, sitting low eighths, tried their best to keep that game close. On the other side for Grace Christian, Nolan Harper was 1 for 3 with a run scored. And he was pinch hit for by Cluis there, 1 for 1.
Congratulate both teams on an outstanding season and a well-played championship series.
St. Murchison had the big home run in this game, scored 2 runs.
Christian finished their season today with a record of 18-4.
Say Roop worked 6 1/3, 9 hits, 6 Ks, 2 walks,
And coaches, please
3 earned runs,
for your team.
4 runs total. Ellis comes in, works the final 2/3, strikeout and a walk. At the plate, Rope, Ofer.
Number 1, Logan Davis.
Cody Ellis was 2 for 5 with a double and a home run.
Number 2, Camden Cobb.
Say it's cool there. I didn't realize everybody
Number 3, Cooper Summerlin.
gets a trophy or a award here. I like that.
Number 4, Caden Browning.
These are not your participation trophies. These are you actually went to the state finals. You earned it.
Number 5, Karsten Green. Number 6, Caden Brack. Number 7, Jace Smart. Number 8, Noah Cooper. Number 9, Jordan Rebold. Number 10, Xander Sutton. Number 11, Judah Sullivan. Number 13, Bryce Faulkner. Number 14, Carter Rowe.
As they're going through some of these names, here's your box score for the Grace
Number
Christian
15, Jaden
Crusaders. Nolan Harper was 1 for 3 at the run. Clueless came in,
Number
had the pinch
19,
hit single,
Michael
1 for 1. Murchison 2 for 2 with the big home run.
Number 23,
scored 2
Murr
runs.
LaFleur.
Hit by pitch, 2 walks, on base all day.
Number 24,
Rope 0 for
Jack
4, but did his
Kimbrell.
job on the mound. Ellis 2 for 5, had the double and
Number
the home
25,
run.
Tyler Petrus.
3 ribbies. on
And
the
number
evening
27,
for
Brody
Ellis worked those
Abernathy.
final 2/3, had the K in the walk. Alfonso 1 for 3 at the double, 2 runs. Reggie Marshall,
Head
the game of
coach of the
shortstop,
Eagles
was
is
1 for
Devin
4 at the
Lowry.
double and a run. Bunce, great game, was 3 for 4.
He is
The
assisted
Ribby.
by A.J. Main, Evan
Alex
Malden,
Pena, again, he's
James
uncommitted
Summerlin,
senior, 2 for 4 at the
Scott
home run and the
Tyree,
double. And
John
then Connor
Faulkner,
Howard, 1 for 4,
Todd Palmer,
2 ribbies.
and Aaron Goforth.
So just a powerful day at the plate for those
Congratulations,
Crusaders.
Gaston Eagles.
We'll post some of this stuff up on the social media. No player of the game stuff, no Cam Wood stuff for the playoffs, but if we had to do a player of the game, I'd probably go with Cody Ellis there. Had a really solid game. Murchison could give it to the pitcher, Roop. So just a good team effort
Team,
overall.
please accept your trophy.
So trying to figure out who's going to accept it. So the whole team going to walk over together. That'd probably be the wisest thing to do it as a team. First championship game we've covered, so new territory here in the post-game awards. Again, those are 2 former
And now
pro
let's
baseball
congratulate
players
the
there. Coach Wheaton and Coach
NCISAA
Lowry
3A state
heading up
champion,
these
the Crusaders of
very
Grace
talented
Christian
teams.
School.
congratulations to Grace Christian again, their second
The
straight
Crusaders finished
win.
their season with a record of
Second
23-7.
straight
Let's
championship.
recognize each individual on the team for their outstanding contributions this season. Number 1, Preston Hill. Number 2, Wesley Cluis. Number 4, Reggie Marshall.
Well, do you want to go ahead and close it out? I say we're
Number 5,
kind of just watching the
Jackson
presentation
Wade.
here. That's fine and all, but
You talk about a player of a game at all? Or?
said probably Root,
Number
the pitcher.
7, Matt
Could give it to
Murchison.
Murchison, had the big home run. Cody Ellis had a great game. Home run.
Number
double.
8, Cade
That's a team
Elmore.
effort, W. I hate talking player of the game when it's a championship, so it's just
Number
so
9,
just celebrate Grace
Anon
Christian.
Rami.
My nerves got so torn up I forgot to even look at my phone.
Oh, we're still
Number
live.
10, Jimmy
I'll say
Alfonso.
that's one thing we're gonna say on the way out here is just thanks again to Rounders Hat
Number
Company.
11,
Again, we got Brian
Brody
Cobb here.
Brown.
He was the founder. I know he's probably down in the dumps because he's a Gaston Christian fan, so
Number
I'm sure you don't
12,
have too many
Eli
words right now.
Love.
But we've been bragging on you. One question I had for you was, where'd this
Number
idea
15,
come from?
CJ
Came
Dixon.
from we had a lot of time during COVID, and me and
Number
my
19,
partner
Luke
were at
Root.
our house one day and saw the back of the cap and said, you know what, we need to fill the gap in the back
Number
of that cap.
20,
So
Hunter
that's where the idea
Young.
was born about 5 years ago.
It's not as exciting as I was hoping. I thought it was going to be your kids were getting
Number
into something
23,
and slam
Ethan
something up in their
Bunce.
hat, and you're like, I got an
That's
idea.
right.
But we were just joking around, like, he's definitely going to be a Georgia dog guy.
Number
I'm usually an
27,
Oriole guy, but
Connor
don't want to be
Howard.
right now. But we just think that that's such a fun idea for kids.
Yes.
Stocking stuffers for Christmas.
Number 32,
Absolutely.
Caleb
Honestly,
Ellis.
I would be Halloween trick-or-treating, dropping them in bags.
Yes.
I think adults, it's just
Number 33, Chris
the
Fortia.
practical thing you said on the website is just we're old, we're sweaty, we got
Yeah.
just hair
Number
coming out of
24,
the hat.
Alex
If you're like
Vivia.
me, I like to wear my hat backwards most of the time. Well, the Rounders is going to make people around me a lot
Number
happier
34,
when they don't see all the
Riley Cuddy.
cruddy hair and sweat coming out.
Helping foreheads everywhere.
Yeah, we've seen hunting, fishing, we've seen some
number
political
35,
messages, which I think's
Nolan
fun.
Harper.
But yeah, we just really appreciate you because one, we really want to see
and
Gaston
number
Christian.
6, Landon McDonald.
Two, I mean, I know this sounds probably a little, typical, but like your boy Cam I'm a huge fan of him, and for me, it's almost like a promise I got to fulfill to him.
the head coach of the
knowing
Crusaders,
Cam for a
Rob
while, I told him I was going to see him play this year, so I'm glad this worked out.
Coach Rob is assisted by Jevin Wade.
They're good.
Ricky Young.
Grace Christian's
Rob
real
Dixon,
good.
Swinging.
Jamie
And that's just
Helsman,
one of those things where there's a lot of
Micah
underclassmen
Monahan,
on Gaston Christian.
Jason
So
Brown, and Jeremy
get back to work
Comey.
next week
That's right.
because that's private school mentality. My guess is they're probably going to be
At this
practicing
time,
next week.
will the captains please come
Do
forward
those
to receive
boys
the
play together in the summer at all?
NCISAA
They're pretty divided in the summer
Championship
across their
Trophy.
different programs in Charlotte. Yeah, there's a
It's like
I mean,
mega
good
mega
hits from the Legion this
stars,
year,
and
coming back to Legion, so that's exciting.
that's what I like to hear. So, who else from this team's playing for Rutherford?
Cam's the only one for Rutherford. You have some
Shelby.
Gastonia boys. So Cooper Sutherland's going to Gastonia.
Okay,
And then some younger kids. I don't know exactly where they're headed.
I'm surprised Cherryville didn't try to jump in
No,
on them,
right.
right? Well, hey, we appreciate you, man,
Right.
big time.
Appreciate it.
So again, signing out here, we just want to thank Rounders Hat Company one more time. Hop on their website, check out their site. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in to this afternoon's rendition of the Baseball University Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series. This might be the final one. Thanks again to our sponsor, Rounders Hat Company. Maybe next week we'll call East Rutherford, we'll call North Lincoln, we'll see what we might be able to set up. But for y'all that were with us all year, we thank you, and hopefully this idea keeps building. Hopefully the college coaches that tuned in today, if you have questions, you can holler at us. Again, if you like what we're doing, go on the Patreon, patreon.com/BB University WNC. We have 4 paying members right now. We had a bunch of people jump in and make a purchase on the state games predictions we did. But all that little stuff adds up. We can get about 100 fans to become Patreon members. That's going to be a revenue source that helps us keep putting these type of opportunities together. So again, www.patreon.com/BB University WNC. And then if you're listening right now on that YouTube, subscribe. Press that subscribe button. Make sure you got the notifications turned on, especially you college coaches, because we're in prospect filming season. June 4th at Mars Hills, our first prospect filming. Hoping to see a lot of 26s, 27s out there. Start getting their films and reports out to you. So again, coaches, follow us. Players, fans, follow us on X, Instagram, and Facebook. It's all the same, BB University, WNC. And go to the website, baseballu.org. Appreciate y'all tuning in with us all year. Hunter?
Baseball University of the Blue Ridge, thank you for tuning in to the West North Carolina Scout Streaming Series presented by Rounders Hat Company. From Sanford, North Carolina on the campus of Grace Christian School, this has been Game 2 of the NCISAA 3A Baseball State Championship, where the top-seeded Grace Christian Crusaders defeated the second-seeded Gaston Christian Eagles by a score of 14-4 and are crowned the NCISAA 3A State Champions. For Ryan Cook, I'm Hunter Street, wishing you a good